Ladies and gentlemen, it is a monumentous occasion that I bring today. Hope you guys are having a great day. Zyox, I see you in the chat. How you doing? Today, we're celebrating the best game in creation, the best game series of all time that will ever be. I am, with a heavy heart, announcing God of War Ragnarok's release tonight. And yeah, so you did mention, Zyox, that a couple people got their hands on it. I think Jacksepticeye is playing it. Corey Kenshin, those are some very big names. And both of them did get some, I don't know if it was a sponsored deal, but they got to play it early because, you know, they're big YouTubers. Someday. So maybe when God of War 27 comes out, you know? I had to go get some G Fuel. I had to lock up my dog. My dog is being wild. So, for those who don't know, right, God of War Ragnarok comes out tonight. Technically at midnight tonight, for tomorrow. I'm going to be playing it tomorrow. My video just uploaded of me playing God of War 2018 and fighting Sigrun, which is the Queen of the Valkyries. It was a very hard fought battle. It was definitely an Elden Ring level, Avengers level threat. And bro, I am so excited for God of War Ragnarok. I have told y'all multiple times I've played, let me do the math real quick. 37 different videos. Technically 39 because of the extra 2. But I have so many videos of God of War on my channel. I actually did original gameplay of God of War 2018 back in 2018. But seeing that I was just starting YouTube, I was shy. I didn't have good equipment. I didn't know what I was doing. 720 frames, you know, like it was a growth. So replaying God of War this past like 2 weeks, bro, it was a amazing feeling. Also, I just realized the screen is still on this. It should be on this. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? So, Sensei said W. Appreciate it, bro. Welcome to the stream. We are celebrating the best video game series on the planet today, God of War. And I've played this my entire life, y'all. I'm telling y'all, when I was like 6 years old. I have my PlayStation 2 copies of God of War 1 and 2. I have like 6 digital and physical copies, both of God of War 3. And I have 3 copies of God of War 4. Now, I was in a bit of a dilemma, right? I was trying to figure out if I should buy digital God of War Ragnarok, or if I should go out into the store tomorrow and try to get my hands on it. Probably die and get trampled in the process, but you know, if Kratos has taught me one thing, it's to fight. I feel like God of War Ragnarok is gonna be one of the biggest games of all time, bro, and I'm so excited for it. I'm happy I could share it with y'all. Today, I have a couple plans for things. There's a couple videos I want to check out, but the main thing that I actually do want to take a look at is the God of War 2018 Cory Barlog director cut version of Raising Kratos. Now, Raising Kratos is the documentary. It goes over the entire process of the creative journey that Santa Monica Studios took to make 2018, especially after God of War 3 and how that ended. Basically, the transition over to that. It's a really good documentary. I've watched it once, and it goes over everything. I mean, it goes over the creative process. It goes over the research they had to do. It goes over one of the biggest parts, very famous, that I've seen passed around a lot recently is Christopher Judge, which is the voice actor for Kratos, and the body tracking, what do they call it? for Kratos, right? He's a great actor. I mean, overall, it talks about his emotional connection to the character Kratos and like the journey he kind of had to take when it came to embodying Kratos into a new version that we've never seen before, right? So like I said, y'all, if you guys are new, consider subscribing. And I am so excited for everything. We should watch Corey's vid on stream while we wait. I want to, but I also want to go in like free from anything. Like, I don't want to know anything about Ragnarok. I've seen the Thor fight being like thrown around on the internet. I haven't watched it at all. I haven't watched anything. I haven't read anything. All I read was IGN gave it a 10 out of 10 among everything that I saw. I think, like, let's say there's 100 different reviews on the game right now. 10 out of 10s across the board, and one 9.5. That's all I saw. Just beautiful, beautiful scores. You know, it's gonna be a very close fight between this and Elden Ring for Game of the Year. You cried in the first few minutes? That's what someone else said, bro, and that has me concerned, because I'm like, what could have happened in the first few minutes? Nothing crazy? Well, was it just beautiful? Like, was it scenery? Was it amazing? Just sad? What's gonna happen? Oh, I'm so excited, bro. I'm so incredibly excited. And I've told y'all multiple times, and I'm probably gonna tell y'all again, I have such an emotional connection to God of War. I mean, just like growing up, it was just a big part of me. And then growing up after a couple years, I really realized the meanings behind what was happening. And it's beautiful, bro. It's an amazing journey. I mean, what they did with God of War 2018, oh, it's even better, bro. I'm excited, y'all. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Hold up. Where is it at? There it is. It's been so long that I forgot to pull this up. All right, y'all. God of War Raising Kratos. Full length features. Personal stuff? Oh, is it like how you relate to it? I'm telling you, bro. It's amazing. I love what they did with it. All right, y'all. There shouldn't be ads, right? But if there is ads, I'll have to buy YouTube Premium. I'm not trying to sit through all that, bro. I'll be honest. Kinda. I see. So yeah, this is Raising Kratos. This is the documentary of how they made God of War 2018. It's a little long, you know. We don't gotta watch all of it, but I love God of War. You know, we have to celebrate, bro. We gotta get in the God of War mood. You'll know tomorrow. Oh, I'll know firsthand. I plan on waking up at like 9 in the morning. As soon as stores open, GameStop, Walmart, I'm gonna have to find one of them. I did talk to a dude on Halloween night, which is when I bought Modern Warfare 2. I talked to the dude and he was like, no, we're actually getting the games on the 9th, which is how I initially found out. I was like, I thought it was the 11th. You know, there's a lot of stuff, but I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back. So remember my face. I'm gonna come back to the store and I'm gonna buy that Ragnarok. He was like, okay. So, you know, if he doesn't keep his word, I'm nuking America. That's what's happening.
What do I want to say with this story?
Also, I almost clicked on Corey's video. I almost clicked on it. Oh my, why would they put that there, bro? I guarantee you that was almost a spoiler. This is Corey Barlog. He's the him and David Jaffe originally made God of War in 2003, and he came back to not only have a creative vision for it, but to direct God of War 2018, which is amazing. Let's watch the video finally.
What do you want to say with this story? What do you think? What do you think about this story? I think running away is what I want to say with this. You know, a change is possible.
And that's it right there. That's the motif.
Fuck me, man. I could see it in everybody's eyes that they were just like, we're not gonna make it. And then everyone's still treating it like, you know what? We'll just see.
Oh, I'm so
and
excited,
I'm like,
bro.
no, like, in my mind, I get it. I see what you guys are telling me. I'm not gonna let myself believe we're gonna make the date now.
Sony Interactive. Oh my god, the storytellers of our generation, bro.
The gods of Olympus
Have abandoned me. Oh my god, bro. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope y'all are excited too, bro. Come on. Santa Monica Studios. God of War. Kratos. I mean, these are the big names.
God of War revolutionized the gaming industry with its epic storytelling, jaw-dropping
I have
action
that.
sequences, not to mention a quick and brutal lesson on Greek mythology.
Burn it to the ground. Oh my god. Bro, I'm so hyped, bro. I can't wait.
We're talking about one of the most
Sing with me,
iconic
sing for the
characters in
year.
history of video games.
Bro, dude, I can't wait, bro. I'm so excited. I have to turn on my fan, bro. It's so hot in here. Christopher Judge.
So I don't know how
That's
many
Kratos.
what the demographic is of women that play these games as opposed to men. I'm guessing that the ratio is probably like 9 to 1.
Oh my god, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the creator
I think Kratos is the coolest character in video games. And he has to be.
What exactly does a
Wait a minute.
franchise?
Okay, never mind. I was just for a second. He looked like the dude who plays
What exactly does a game director do?
Frodo, Bilbo. Dude, I don't know. I'm not a Lord of the Rings, a dude, the short one.
Very early on, he or she has to be able to play the game from beginning to end in their head. grabbing people and throwing
Oh,
people
I
around,
can.
Like you get that sense of empowerment, you know, like nothing can stop you.
Especially in the first God of War, when nobody, with the
I might
exception
paint
of
my
a couple
face,
of
bro.
us, had any idea what it was.
I might go, you know,
Game is about the action.
the ashes of the
range.
fallen. With the red, oh my god, I might have to.
And then I was put down, and then I came back, destroyed everybody.
On God of War 2, he expanded the story of Kratos, deepening the saga and turning it into a legend. Please welcome Cory Barlog.
Woo! Oh my,
We
bro.
have no clue what we're talking
If y'all
about.
haven't seen my gameplay
I
of
mean,
the God of
there are
War
a lot
series,
leaps that you make in this
highly
job where you're
recommend.
like, "All right, look, I kinda
Just to
know
get the
what I want,
context
but
of what
sometimes you're discovering
everything
what you
is and what it means. That's God of War 2 right there. It's beautiful.
So how did you guys become game directors?
It's
For
just
me, it
sort
was
of a
just that Cory
happenstance
quit.
thing. Yeah, I quit, so he quit, so I got it. So really, all you gotta do is find somebody to quit.
I pledged an oath in blood.
God of War 1, about a guy who puts everything aside for work, and he loses his wife, and he loses his kid.
Pain is all I have left.
Few games embody the
You ever get
definition of
annoyed with
epic
fans who
quite
just
like
hop on the
God of War.
hype,
So
then
it's
act like they know the
disappointing that the
most?
release of Essential
I don't ever
was
mind
the
when
first
new
series
fans
is
come
so
around, and that's a similar thing that happened with Five Nights at Freddy's when Security Breach dropped.
Killing people solves
Everyone was
problems.
like, "Oh, I know everything about Five Nights at Freddy's." Really? Who's the bite of 80s? You know? I don't get annoyed when new fans come in. I get annoyed when people spread false information about my boy Kratos. And the main thing I see is people who say that the old Kratos was literally just a brute, like who didn't care about anything, who just killed people just cuz. I get that's so disrespectful, bro.
No.
He's so deep. Like Kratos is such a deep character, and you only ever know that if you play the older games.
That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I am an 80s television star.
But a little bit. I'd say a little bit, Ziox.
But that's
Just
all
a
right.
little bit.
We'll let this one slide. Maybe.
God, bro, I'm so excited. Like everything, the
For
music.
me, this was a very long
We
journey.
get shivers
we were
every
in
time.
in a tough time within the studio, and there was a lot of emphasis that we as a team were putting on rebooting this franchise and what does that mean. And there's a lot of risk just in that one sort of concept. Reboot is, as Cory and you guys know, it's not as easy as it sounds.
Ziox. It's always the looping background too. And that's why.
Okay.
God of War,
First
like, bro.
position, playback, action.
Those things
and
are so
then
funny.
Cut, reset.
It is
we'll do
always
our
the
thing,
looping
and
ending.
Then go back into first position, playback, action. Does
And
anybody
that
wanna
is
write that down
why.
for me? Because I feel like I'm gonna mess it
They
up.
always have like the craziest titles too. They'll be like, that is why Kratos is a
Before he
racist.
came
Let me
back to the
explain.
studio,
Huh?
I could tell he was a complete.
I didn't pick that up
person.
at all, sir.
He had gotten married, was a father, and he was telling a completely different
Shannon.
story. Just as Cory Barlog.
She's the head of Santa Monica Studios. That's crazy.
Or something like that. Shannon, where did you get this wonderful lawn turtle?
I don't know.
Did it just
Did he
appear?
show up? Yeah.
I want to point this out just because it's a common belief. I don't know if they ever directly say it. This turtle right here, Cory Barlog, the director of God of War 2018, he loved it so much that supposedly it's the reason why Freya in God of War 2018 lives in a big turtle named Charlie. He wanted a turtle to be in the game so bad, and there was budget constraints and they didn't know if they could do it, but he insisted. He was like, we have to put it in there. And the name Charlie also comes from when it was like first teased in a trailer, all the fans kind of took it and ran with it. It's similar to what happened with Kevin the Cube from Fortnite. It was like a deemed name by the fans. And he was like, okay, how about we throw that into the lore? His name is Charlie.
Wow.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Do you know what that means? Appearance of a turtle in your garden. I have no idea. I was trying to stall.
Which is funny because in Freya's garden is the big turtle, so, you know.
Come on with something
Crazy.
interesting. When I came back to Santa Monica, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. I know that
Bro, it's a game about
was
Norse and
not
Greek
going to just
mythology,
be made another
exactly.
God of War game.
And then, dude, there's always the people who reach too far.
Knowing that, we
Or
know
like,
that
yeah, this
Satan
relates to
Kratos
the
reached
left
to
wing
Crazy Guy was
and
not gonna work.
diplomacy. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what that
I
means.
kind of started thinking about this idea that if Kratos ever got a second
My
chance,
dog is going crazy in the
this
back.
idea of like when I had a kid,
I'm trying to learn about God
I
of
felt like
War,
my
bro.
perspective on everything changed.
Turn this up just a little bit, just a little bit.
Hello. Hey. All right. Hi. You want to come over and see what Papa? Come on. We'll go over here. We'll go call action.
Dude, seeing Corey like age over the years through all of this, it's just
See,
crazy.
he's learning.
It's crazy to see like how far we've come.
Success.
Look at
means
Kratos.
The world to Santa Monica Studio. I mean, this is something that. Hold on, my pocket's buzzing. That's awesome. Yeah.
Got your 100-word essay in. Now let's play a game. Oh, bro, I can't wait. I'm telling you.
It was Shannon's idea.
Let's get into
to
the
go
nitty
find
gritty.
Corey again.
The
and
gritty?
bring him back as one of
Kratos
the
hitting the
original
gritty.
vision holders.
If you haven't
of
been Fortnite, you
the
can.
world that
It's
was
crazy,
God of
crazy
War,
world we live in.
And give him time to really try to come up with how do we reinvent this franchise? How can we just make it not just bigger and better and the same, but bigger and better and different?
After Ascension, they did this thing to check how the audience felt about God of War, right?
But I'll stop ranting and watch the game
The
documentary.
overwhelming vibe.
I love it, bro. I love
was
it.
That they were done with Kratos. You know, Kratos either
We can talk
needed to
all
go
we want
away
about
or
the game.
needed a fresh start.
Kratos needs a fresh start. If you see the picture, if you can see
I can't
how
wait, bro.
that
It's gonna be so good.
Face is exactly what people think of Kratos right now, which is just like, you know, like there's no like intelligent conversation that Kratos has. You just like rip your head off. Like, how do you feel? And you just rip your head off. Like there's one dimension to this character which was awesome as the anti-hero of the first game, but it didn't really grow. We didn't go anywhere with it.
First day back was at Penn Station in Santa Monica. Everybody was doing prototypes, they were doing concept art, and they had kind of a pitch for Internal 7, the other game.
I was very excited, partly because I had been on God of War 1, 2, and 3, so I was ready for something new. And I was very excited that it was going to be futuristic, they're going to have guns, we're going to do something completely different.
Internal 7, they were in pre-production for probably close to 36 months. Shortly,
It's crazy to
after
see
that
all these
period,
different projects they work
needed
on.
to inherit the Ascension team and really put the pedal to the metal.
Ascension. I still need to buy Ascension. I don't own a physical copy of Ascension. I have played it though multiple
As we
times.
start to push this thing forward, you guys are focusing pretty much 100% on this other project that will be our new original IP.
But yeah, the first time was getting everybody up there while they were still working on the other project. And I think it was.
Look at this art in the
people were
background.
wondering
Oh my god!
because it was a small team. And it
Dude,
was-
I've learned all the
I
runes of the
like,
different
what are we gonna
realms
do?
in God of War.
Really kind of
It's
just
crazy.
throwing
Like
ourselves
I've went to maximum depth. Bro.
Leadership had made some decisions around
Dude, my
the growth of
dog's
the
trying to
studio
talk,
and,
bro.
and how we would
He's trying to
remain
talk to me.
competitive. And one of those decisions was turning ourselves into what we called a 1.5 team. And that would mean that you would have two larger IP development going on within the roof of Santa Monica Studio, and those teams would share resources. Back
Dude,
and
I
forth.
promise y'all, like early tomorrow morning when the game drops, Ragnarok, I'm playing it instantly, and I'm editing, recording, not in that order, making art for my. I want to make some God of War art, but I don't want to draw Kratos in my art style, because my art style is so simplistic and like goofy almost, like less aggressive. And seeing Kratos in that art style, I just feel like it wouldn't fit.
Incubation team, you just walk through the new incubation area.
Maybe I'll draw myself wearing Kratos' stuff. That'd be cool. Am I gonna be uploading or streaming? Probably uploading. I've been thinking about that, you know? I could do either.
All hands in this space.
I don't know. What would y'all want to see?
Studio A.
If I upload, it's gonna be early in the morning.
As you're winding, you can look
And
over
it's gonna be,
railing.
I mean, uncut. Just me playing.
Space as a whole.
If I upload it, it's gonna be a lot more clean. It's gonna be easier to, you know, like digest. and more, I guess, professional. Uploading's better? I agree. I think so too. I'm glad you agree. You'll be in school? Yeah, that's another thing. I want people to be able to rewatch it. Streaming, it's a little hard. It gets lost under all the archives, if you will. And, I mean, God of War Ragnarok, bro. I have to make it timeless.
I think this is a crazy great opportunity. I'm sure all you guys are totally overwhelmed like I am.
Plus, I'm sure many people would rather watch a 30-minute video rather than 2 hours of me just running around. Because I like to explore a lot. 20 minutes or 1 hour episodes? Yeah, there's going to be no in between. Let's see. I think depending on how much I love the game. Like, if the first... If the first... This is the last time I'll pause. It's probably not going to be. I think... Because with God of War 2018, I did usually about 20 to 30 minutes. I try to, like, go for that range. But a couple of the videos slipped through, ended up being, like, 40 minutes. The last video was 59 minutes. And, but it had a lot of content in it, you know? Like, a lot of stuff happened. So I think I'm going to try to keep it, like... It's definitely going to be under the 1 hour mark. But I'm going to try to keep it around 30 minutes, I would say, per video, per episode.
You want me to talk about what it would be like if it failed?
Well yeah, I mean, yeah.
Dang, imagine.
Like, really where it comes from is what's at stake. Because it's like, that's part of the business. You know,
it is part of the business.
There's so many things they could have done that would have made everything completely different.
Were to fail on, you know, on an epic scale.
I can watch stuff for longer if it's cleaned up. That's what I like to do. I'll explore while I'm playing the game to get some free stuff, and if I find something super crazy, you know, I'll put it into the video. But I always cut it out just so it's like pure lore. I always feel like that's better to watch, and it's just more enjoyable. Less all over the place, you know.
Remains unclear, though there are indications that one of the projects the studio was working on has been canceled alongside this round of layoffs. Sony has provided the following statement to IGN.
For those who don't know, Ascension is the prequel. It's before God of War 1, so it's before you even kill Ares. Spoiler, if you don't know that. You should by now. At this point, it's less of a spoiler if I talk about God of War 1, 2, and 3, and more of just like, you know, you gotta prepare for this stuff going into Ragnarok. And that's the thing I love about exploring every game so much. I know every quote from every God of War game.
One of the hardest things you'll ever do in development.
So in Ragnarok, if someone makes a callback to any of the other God of Wars, 99.9% of the time I'm gonna catch it.
Shift gears and restart.
I will.
That
is my promise.
Kind of the abyss for that team.
I wonder what game this is that they're throwing up all this art for.
that was pretty devastating in many ways.
I'm not the biggest stream person. Me neither. That's why I don't really stream that much. I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun to interact with people live. But when it comes to games and when it comes to playthroughs of games, I don't like to stream stuff. I like to make videos. The only reason I streamed Elden Ring was because there's not much story to it. It's not like any other playthrough where you could just, you know, digest a story. It's literally like the fun of the game is running around fighting people. So it's super hard to make videos like that. But with Ragnarok, it's a movie.
When things were not working out, and kind of the big sort of halt happened on the project, we had to suddenly say, we're about to get 110 people. I had to figure out how to keep them busy and figure out now beyond just the concept of the game, but how are we gonna, what's the new pipeline? What's the engine? It was in a dire position, right? Because you're in that state where you don't have anything to keep people busy. But we were in no way ready for 110 or 120 people that we inherited.
We were just trying to like basically do mental push-ups to be ready for the team. And then all of a sudden they just got delivered on our doorstep about 8 to 9 months early. And it was like, what are we gonna do now? And it was just scrambling, you know.
So right now they're referencing the merging of two companies. Santa Monica, during this time that they were making God of War 2018, they acquired another studio that they merged with. So it's like 1.5 studio full of people, and they had to kind of, you know,
collect everybody,
adjust that. So you're rewatching this? I've only watched this once,
For
and it was a
me,
while ago.
Just that again.
I don't remember
perseverance,
everything about
going in
this
here
documentary.
And putting one foot in front of the next.
But I felt like it was good
so
to share because it gives you that
tomorrow
insight of
is a good
like
day
the appreciation for
everybody.
everything that went into this project.
We have been through some pretty tough times here, but we are confident in our foundation and we're building on that.
But I do want to get some God of War content on this stream for Ragnarok, the stream party, bro. It has to happen.
This probably won't make the final cut, but I like this location.
Unless y'all would want to watch
I
like
prefer
boss
this.
fights.
This, you know, this will all be lovely, but
Is that a thing?
this is
Y'all want to watch boss fights at God of War?
I'm fond of this place.
It's pretty bittersweet. It's sad in some ways to be leaving the studio. You know, it's such a great place where so many great games are made.
This big open collaborative space, we realized we couldn't keep it throughout the whole building and have that same feel, so moving makes sense.
It feels like a new chapter. We're making a new style of game. You know, it's going to be a good symbolic break and a new beginning.
New generation, new facility, new logo, all coming together here and now, and it starts the future of.
Yeah, I need to get some more
business
God of War
also
merch.
Love.
Ragnarok, and at the PlayStation Gear store, which is like their official merch website, they put so much stuff for Ragnarok, and bro, they have a fleece sweater. I think it's like $150, but it's so nice. It's so incredibly nice looking. It looks like the bear cape that Kratos wears in Ragnarok.
Well, I mean, definitely we'll miss some things about the.
I want to get it, but one, it's hot over here. It's like 80 degrees nonstop.
To be honest,
And two, bro,
like, you know, I just feel pumped up.
it's $150.
The inspiration is definitely in the building now. I mean, we have to step up and make something fantastic because we're in a fantastic place.
For me,
Santa
I wasn't
Monica.
coming to work at Sony. I was coming to work on that franchise. You know, when I played God of War 3, I was so excited about it. I just wanted to be part of that.
You know, if you're making a fighting game or a sports game, you build a team around what you need. And we had a team of people who loved God of War and a team.
That was cool. A little puzzle they did. That's a little like a worker exercise. That's cool. Look at him, bro. I can't wait for Ragnarok.
You know, honestly,
Every
me,
second
I
that passes, I'm
totally
like, bro, we have
thought
to.
That we had to throw it all out and we had to find a new hook for this game, something that could anchor everything that we were doing, but something that could also show that there's some change in all of it. And I'm not as creative as I would love to believe, so I always just pull things directly from my life. So I thought it was a totally clever idea to have Kratos be a dad and try to actually be a dad rather than use it as like a cutaway cinematic to describe whatever past he had.
And that's the defining characteristic of God of War 2018. Is him being a father.
It is such a departure for Kratos when the first thing you talk about is him being a dad, right? And his previous experience with being a dad was, you know, murdering his family. And that definitely gives people pause. I think the remainder, or the rest of the studio, the rest of the team, we had really worked together, this core group of like 11 people, to find the best sort of version of what we were talking about. Initially, it wasn't even gonna be his kid. Like, I think the first pitch I gave was.
Oh, so this
that
is
we wouldn't even
like cut
know
footage.
what was
Like
happening.
a lot of people
So
haven't even
Kratos
seen this.
walking through the desert, because we were in my mind still doing Egypt initially. Wind, sand blowing all over the place as he's kind of crawling through, and then kind of stands up and crests over a dune and checks out this really fantastic, like this ancient city, and then he kind of turns around and then says, "All right, follow me." And then we kind of reveal that there's a kid there.
We have a long journey ahead.
I think it was very little. It just at least got the spark. And then that was like, oh, wait, you know, we should do this. We should try this. We should do this.
They could have done Egypt. Look at Kratos in Egypt, bro. That'd be so cool. Atreus, early concept
I was
art.
all in on some of it, but the sun thing, like, not at first. Definitely not at first. Just mainly because, like, from my perspective, it's like I'm trying to think of like combat and what we can do next, and then I see this tiny kid running around Kratos, and I'm like, my God, it's like he's gonna all he's gonna do is slow him down. All he's gonna do is make things hard, and nobody wants that in the game.
You ready to kill a deer? Get your first knife?
Sonny Soldier.
Combat.
That's Atreus right there.
Do some extra combat stuff. I think you're also gonna.
He's a good actor too, bro. He's a phenomenal actor, especially for his age.
We just need you to do a backflip. Can you do a backflip?
Actually, yes.
Really? I'm totally kidding. You can do a backflip?
Yes, actually.
Wow.
He's so cool, bro.
When I first did the audition, I thought it was a movie.
Yeah, you want to hear a spoiler? Ziox, bro. That's your answer.
It was just like some dialogue.
Take it how
there,
you
and
will.
I was like, okay, it's just like a movie, and we just did like a fire scene or something like that, which I barely.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to see Atreus grown up.
No, we didn't do history today.
Hearing his voice from the trailer, I was like, who's this dude?
Basically, when we
This
present
rascal.
the game to the executives, this screen will be sitting on the television. It'll just be your face sitting at the fire, looping. And I'll be talking to them, and then when we actually
Iron
start
Man
the game, I'll
dies?
press the button,
Bro!
and that's when you'll hear
Ending the stream.
your dad
Deleting my
calling,
channel.
So I'll press the button, and it'll be like, boy. So it'd be kind of cool.
Wait, I don't know if you know this, fellow God of War fans. Did y'all know there's a Infinity Gauntlet to get in God of War 2018? There's I forgot what it's officially called, but it's a talisman that you can get, and it's called like the Gauntlet of the Ages or something like that. And it's useless, but you can travel around and get different stones, and depending on what stone you put in there, it represents like a different power. So there's one where you can like I think one that like slows down time, one that's like a super powerful blast like the Power Stone. A lot of different stuff, and it's such a cool like thing that they put in. And of course 2018 was
and then
when
I go to like San Diego or something like that. And then
Infinity
all of that,
War was
and
still
I'm like,
fresh and
wait,
coming
what?
out, you
And
know.
it's like
So,
a game, and it's God of
this is
War,
really
and
cool.
I'm like, what? And I'm like super excited, but I was like really confused, and it was just a bunch of emotions going through me.
This doesn't go on Facebook, by the way, or the internet ever.
Yeah, I think Sunny wins that round for sure.
What do you got?
Gotta go like here.
Yeah. You just gonna? That's how you do it? Yeah. Okay, right into the belly.
Or this.
Dude, I want to see Atreus wield the Leviathan axe. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. I actually did that yesterday, where I'm supposed to get really mad at Kratos.
More.
More?
More. Give it to me. Good.
Yeah, I had to scream really loud. It's really funny.
I don't know if I'd be able to take myself serious if I was acting, bro. I've always wanted to act. Like, I feel like it'd be so fun. I don't think I could take myself serious to get mad. Because I'm like never a mad person. Like, ever. Like, I don't get mad at anything.
What for?
So remember that you just killed that thing. It's not alive anymore. If it's got kids, they're all alone. So think through that. It sucks. I know, right? Use that. Okay.
I forgot how old he is here. I want to say he's like 6 or 8. And that's that's crazy to tell a child. They got a family. You just killed them. Okay, Corey. Dang. That's killing the deer at the beginning of God of War. Dang. He's selling it, bro. He really is.
There it is!
Quiet.
The vision for getting that kind of narrative tone, no camera cuts.
Look at Bald
getting all that
Atreus.
stuff up and running, especially as well with
Imagine.
like a buddy AI with the sun and having him lead the way properly, having him kind of move correctly, and I mean the vision was so clear, but it was also pretty ambitious. And at that time, we didn't really have a lot of that working.
It was fucking bad. It was just a mess, right? It was like 12 different ideas, you know, all at once. It was too much, and nobody was really sort of giving an inch.
Okay, well, now what does that mean? Well, that means you go back to the drawing table and you do it again. And, you know, we've had even, I think, a shoe visit a little while ago in March where the second he left the room, I was like, that was not
Kratos
good.
gliding.
There's something that I could...
Skateboard?
In his facial expression.
Skate?
That is telling
Kratos
us
and skate?
There's an issue here. And then, you know, Shannon calls a little while later and says, Shu had some notes.
He was not happy, but I don't think I read exactly how unhappy he was. I was not very perceptive on that one, and it was Carlo who ran into him, and Shuhei starts telling him, I was horrified how bad it was.
I think the team, you know, rightfully so, gets nervous when they hear like, oh, Shu's playthrough, you know, was not all positive, right? And people start to say, well, what does this mean? What does this mean? And it means we gotta solve this problem, right? Like we do every single day. And
like, this is a really big guy in Sony, and he did not have a very good experience. And I still was under the impression it was not a very good experience, not horrified. Horrified how bad it was. I think that he probably walked out of that room that first time going like, what the hell did we do? We just gave this guy a lot of money to make this game. Did we make a mistake?
That must be a crazy feeling. You're like, I can't even imagine the stress that would go under making a project like this from scratch.
Run far away from me.
But you have changed. You're not a monster.
The hunt for Kratos was very difficult. We were probably a month away from giving up. We were like that close where everybody...
Kratos hitting the gritty.
Pull me aside conversation. And you start thinking about the reality of this.
Kratos hits the nastiest, godliest
Maybe you're not gonna find
gritty of all time. Oh, look at him, the boy.
My agent called me, and I wasn't really...
Dude, he needs no introduction, bro. This dude is a god among us, quite literally. Among us. I think Christopher Judge is one of the best actors in gaming history, bro. And it's crazy because I honestly didn't know much about him prior to God of War, but he was a big actor. He was in I think it's called Stargate, something like that. It was a show about space. And he was also in is it The Dark Knight Rises? The Batman movie with Bane in it, with Tom Hardy as Bane. He's one of Bane's guards. And he has a scene where he like throws, I forgot who it is. But you can hear his voice. He's such a cool voice.
I know it sounds silly now. She's like, look, just read it. Just read the sides. And I read the sides. And I called my agent back. And I said, I thought you said this was a video game.
You have seen what I am. And when you lose control, when the rage takes you, that is me in your blood, eating away at any goodness your mother may have passed on to you.
It was literally.
I didn't even see the typos. Hitting the giddy.
Run far away from me.
But you have changed. You're not a monster.
That is exactly what I am.
Not to me.
Oh, they should have kept that in, bro.
I couldn't.
That's such a great dialogue.
Wrap my head around how this would be in a video game.
Come on, Slowpoke.
This is not me leading.
This is when this documentary starts getting phenomenal. It's slow at the beginning. I promise y'all. The past 30 minutes was very slow.
You know, he's huge.
But we get to this. This is where it gets amazing. Look at Kratos. Oh my god.
Violence and sexism. That's God of War. Why aren't we doing that, right? People will say Kratos can't grow. He's just this like anti-hero who just kills things and bathes in their blood. And I'm like, you need to see a therapist. But
that's what I think.
I think it was a necessity.
He's a deep character, bro. Look at all these. Oh snap! Hold up. Well, I've never seen this. Hold up. I need to look at this concept art. This is everyone. I didn't see who this is. I think this is a ogre or a troll. This one's a troll. Ogre. I am not a scientist. This is a traveler, a light elf, a dark elf, king, and then dark elf person. Over here we got Freya, Baldur, Magni, Modi. Also, one thing that I want to throw in that I never mentioned in my playthrough of God of War, Magni and Modi are voiced by Nathan Drake from Uncharted and Troy Baker, which is Joel from The Last of Us. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until after I was done playing, because they did such a great job with the accents and like their acting bag. I didn't realize it, but it's literally Nathan Drake, Nolan North, that's his name, and Troy Baker, which is Joel from Last of Us. It's crazy, dude. I didn't know that. They seem to be so comfortable together. And that's why I love their chemistry. Atreus and Kratos is Sonny Soljic and Christopher Judge. I mean, they do a great job
If I had
acting
my
together.
own instrument, it's probably the accordion, because it's weird. And most people think it's lame, but I think it's
Oh, this dude. This is the composer. He did a phenomenal job.
I remember meeting Corey, and he told me the story of the game. I think we were there for like an hour and a half. And I felt like I was sitting around a campfire. Like I wanted to just like roast marshmallows and just like, and then what happened? It's the story that draws me musically. That's where I get ideas. And
That's
I realized
beautiful.
like this game has a really well thought out story and character arc. And I just thought I have to be involved in this.
What is God of War? Is Kratos the mascot, or is Greek mythology the mascot? I
Mm.
was talking to several people from
What
the
a question.
European marketing groups, because I think what they saw is like, oh, you're just gonna make another God of War with angry Kratos, right? And they're like, that's just not a good idea. And I talked about, potentially exploring other mythologies. And one of the guys had said, I just don't understand how that would work. What is Kratos gonna pop on a backpack and just walk to Scandinavia? That just seems weird. And I was like, oh, right at that time I realized, oh, well, he doesn't have a backpack, but yeah.
I still need to know the story.
Okay, wow,
I hope
here we go.
Ragnarok
So they're gonna
explains
go out in the beginning
Kratos'
of the game
arrival in
and fulfill the sort of
Nordic
dying
lands.
wish of the mother. The mother wanted her ashes.
Speaking of Nolan North, he voices Deadpool in Marvel's Midnight Suns. What? That's crazy. I didn't know that either. I think Nolan North and Troy Baker both. Troy Baker has an extensive voice acting and acting career. He does so much. Also, I want to take a look at this drawing board, because this is really everything. Jotunheim Peaks 1 and Peaks 2. Got all the Midgard art. Caldera Lake. Alfheim. Jotunheim. Looks like it says Midgard. Vanaheim. Midgard. Forest. House. Mother dies. Yeah, this is the whole drawing board.
Hello. Okay, wow, there we go. So they're going to go out in the beginning of the game and fulfill the sort of dying wish of the mother. The mother wanted her ashes. She wanted to be burned and her ashes to be spread on the highest peak in all the realms. So that's kind of the driving force throughout the entire story.
Look,
is
Atreus
that
with
they
full
are
head of
taking her
hair.
ashes and
Concept
heading to
art's
the
crazy.
highest peak. The overall theme of this is that the kid is going to teach Kratos how to be a human. Kratos is going to teach the kid how to be a god, right? Each of them has a piece of them missing, and they kind of help each other out on this buddy road trip movie.
I love that. Ooh, look how beautiful this looks. Dude, sometimes I forget how crazy Earth is. Like, looking at this, you wouldn't expect this to be on Earth. If you live in America your whole life, you see cities, you see foothills at most, the Rocky Mountains. But I mean, stuff like this, it exists in the world. And look at the size of this little like visitor building over here, these cars, compared to just these mountainous landscapes. We got these huge pieces of ice that I guarantee came from like even bigger pieces of ice, right? Scale like that makes you think as a human, like, bro, we experience so little in our lifetimes. If you're not out in the world doing stuff, That's a great piece of Earth. And Earth is so small too.
Another adventure.
Yeah, it was interesting, a cross-section of people too, because it was, we sent programmers, artists.
Favorite voice actor is either Yuri
Shannon, I
Lowenthal
think,
or the
went
person
as
who
well.
voices Mirage. I always forget his name, but he's a great voice actor. He does Sonic as well in Wreck-It Ralph.
Ready, guys?
Who's Yuri Lowenthal?
This is where it all begins.
I'm sure I know them. I just don't know who they voice. I think my favorite voice actor, and that's hard because there's so many. I really like, what's her name? I'll remember it.
Well, we made it to New York.
You know, Earth is average size. I'm sure it has a great personality. I don't think size matters, you know?
That's the way we dress when going to Reykjavik. Smartly.
Great. Yuri does Spider-Man? Which Spider-Man? The PlayStation Spider-Man or the animated series Spider-Man? Both are great. And Yuri, I was thinking of, isn't her name Yuri from Spider-Man? The PlayStation 4 Spider-Man? The main police lady? PS Spider-Man? Okay. Dude, what's her name? Oh, I'm gonna regret my life if I don't remember.
HDR shimmering.
What's her? I'm gonna look it up.
Iceberg ahead.
So we're still here.
Ashley Burks, dude, I'm so stupid. Aloy from Horizon, Viper from Valorant, Tiny Tina.
This is where we
Also,
live
I'm gonna
now.
be right back, but I'm gonna let this play because this is a great segment. Be back
find
momentarily.
us.
There's so much life that's happening around you, and you can feel it almost in the terrain. There was a number of really special moments there for me because of how magical the landscape is and the way that it just captures your soul. As I was looking around at the beauty of Iceland for the first time, it really hit me that the path that we were on was the right path. I could see the game for the first time, truly in my heart.
Ljóst hamri að himni. Ljóst hamri að himni.
The Icelandic language today is the closest language to Old Norse. What that means is Acquire in Iceland would be able to read a phonetic spelling of Old Norse and do it correctly. So immediately all eyes were on Iceland as a possible place to do choir.
I thought I was auditioning for Game of Thrones, I'm gonna be honest. I was pulling on a major Lady Stark moment with my monologue, and I was like, this is my moment.
Everybody. We're all in.
It felt like a beautiful cinematic piece about father and son and mother and longing and relationships and with these gods and goddesses, and it was really exciting.
So they're going to meet Freya in a meet cute, really. She is going to give them a little bit more information on the world, help guide them to where they need to go, but also kind of start to create this relationship with both Kratos and the son that we kind of build throughout the entire game. She will send them off towards the mountain, and you get attacked like right away. She's totally not trying to screw you over and just sending you into a really bad place. It's a very hostile world that you're in. fire. It's very exciting. It's all part of the experience. So, while we may not end up doing some of these exact things, I think it's cool to kind of get the tactile feel of these things so that we can kind of imagine a little bit of what it was like to live like people in the pre-Viking era.
Wait, they have guns and we have knives?
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
Survival.
Ow.
Watch for poison oak!
Stop saying Taking you in the woods is like taking Woody Allen and
There is. You pay attention to your task, but you'd also be paying attention to your perimeter. There'd always be someone watching.
I don't see anyone.
Like a creepy camera guy.
I know. So whatever you do, you have to make sure you can get into it and then still close it up and keep yourself insulated. Start fitting in yet?
Oh, he'll fit.
One way or another. Something else you're looking for is to make sure that you don't have any widowmakers, things that can fall and kill you. Yeah, come help. You can do it.
I'll see if Sonny wants to do it. If not, then I'll do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go.
Great.
You want to help with the rest of it?
Wow. Oh my god.
Well done, boy.
Good job.
All right, so I will call playback.
For position, to get him in position.
Okay. Holy crap.
All right, y'all, I'm back. What's up, Mike?
This is our first
And
day.
Light as well. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the stream.
Really? Now? Do not make me pull this volume over.
I won't. I won't.
I often make bad decisions and get myself in trouble, so it'll be perfect. I'll be like, look, what did you expect?
Are you talking about work too?
Yeah. See? It's all around. TV? Yes, I was trying to teach him the action. All right. It's a big influencing factor. And I think as I was growing up in the earlier games, the family was sort of the individual extended family. My family lived farther away from me, so I was a lot more separated from them. So the work family became the entire family. Now, I have them intermixing.
Like I had my daughter during production, and just the willingness to work around my schedule of
Sorry
having
to turn
a
on my
newborn.
fan, bro. It's
And,
so hot in my room.
You know, I had to take maternity leave.
How you
during
doing, Mike?
production.
Long time no see.
Well, I know. So I came back.
I saw Corey's 1 hour part 1 playthrough. Don't spoil anything. Don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know what shoe size Kratos is. I don't want to know if Atreus is there. I don't want to see no boss fights. Tomorrow. Probably at like 7 in the morning. God of War Ragnarok on my channel. When it comes out for the rest of us peasants.
And 4-year-old and 6-year-old.
Doing pretty well. How are you?
Sophia, hi, Olivia.
Doing phenomenal.
Expecting, yes.
Great to see you, Mike.
It'll ring. It'll ring.
But yeah, no, I've stayed away from spoilers, gameplay, leaked fights, everything, bro.
And then it's gonna be on the TV.
I can't wait.
Yes, TV.
I'm gonna wake up at like 6 in the morning as soon as stores open to go buy it.
Story was writing the first few drafts with my dad, and kind of finding the struggle of Kratos and Zeus, a sort of father-son story. But this father-son story is told from that different angle, the son becoming the father. So I'm a little OCD,
Okay.
so I'm going to take some of this. Oh, you like that? Okay, good. Oh, that's fantastic. I don't know why.
Good to see
I'm
you too,
taking a
bro.
little
You're
bit
gonna
of
go
this.
crazy
Not
in the
certain what
first
I'm gonna
half.
do with it yet.
I'm gonna go crazy all throughout, bro. I can't
Bargaining is
wait.
allowed in the volume.
That's the only reason I'm not playing it at midnight tonight, Ragnarok, because I want to be able to scream as loud as I can, and I'm gonna wake up the entire city block if I do that, bro. Also, this is Danielle Basuti, I believe is the last name. It's Freya, Christopher Judge, Kratos.
If you need to fart, go next door.
I can't wait, bro. I'm so excited for the boss fights, for the story, the music. The art direction, dude, I'm telling you, Ragnarok is game of the year. It has to be.
Welcome back. We are going to 0M1, main theme.
Hold on 1 second, everyone. Sorry.
I was playing around with just this melody.
Oh yes,
And the last one I was like,
bomb. Yes, bro. Oh my
it's
god.
so simple that
But it's great.
almost wrote it by accident. It was the last thing I did.
This game is crazy. I want to buy it bad,
I
but
mean,
I'm
I've come to
broke.
really love it.
I was gonna buy the collector's edition. I was gonna buy the Jotnar edition, which is like $300.
Kratos, he's a man of few
I'll go
words.
broke for God of War, bro. I really will. I didn't though, because ultimately I want the physical copy of the game, and the collector's edition only comes out in steelbook and a digital code. It doesn't even give you the disc.
Huh?
Kratos isn't the most verbal guy. It's not that
And
he's
then,
not intelligent, because he was a general.
you know,
He was
sold
very
out
intelligent,
in the
but he's
first
very
like
efficient with
2
what he
hours.
says,
So I was like, okay, I can't
and
buy it
when he feels
regardless.
like something needs to be said.
Watch Game of the Year be Gotham Knights. I promise you, I'm deleting my channel if Gotham Knights becomes Game of the Year. I promise
Like,
you.
when a grunt can do, that's kind of his.
I will keep my word. If Gotham Knights wins Game of the Year, the only two things I'll accept Game of the Year, as much as I love Horizon Forbidden West, which was a phenomenal game that was completely overseen with the release of Elden Ring, the only two games I'll see as Game of the Year, Elden Ring or God of War Ragnarok. And it better be God of War Ragnarok. I loved Elden Ring. I platinumed it. It was the first game I platinumed. I've done everything there is to do in Elden Ring. God of War is just untouchable, bro. It beat Red Dead Redemption 2 in 2018 for Game of the Year. And everyone considers that to be like the best video game of all time.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Gotham Knights is pretty good to me.
It's phenomenal.
Really? I've heard that it was like not the best, like at all. I'm sure it's alright though.
E3 is a big opportunity for media to
Dang,
get
look at this
announcements
throwback.
of what's going on
2006.
with various software as
This
well
is
as
during the
other
making of God of War
Bigger than
2.
Oscar night. I mean, it's huge. It's a chance where you get all these. You get all
I didn't buy Gotham Knights. I wanted to, but then I found out that it's cut at 30 frames per second. You can't even go to 60, which is below like everything today. It was sad, you know. I've heard it was alright. I just didn't buy it. It didn't pique my interest. I like it, but it's not perfect. Yeah, that sucks, you know, because I mean, going off of the Arkham trilogy, the Batman
This is
series,
the first of many diaries.
it's technically a
that I'm going to
quadrilogy,
make
but you know, trilogy.
during the
Phenomenal games. Arkham
crucial
Knight, one of the best
process
games.
of making this game.
I love Robin
Yeah,
too
it's
much.
been
I like
3 years
Red
on this
Hood.
project.
That's why I've always wanted that game, but
We
it didn't pique my
months
interest.
From our E3 demo alpha, which is the first E3 demo we're ever going to do. The art director, who's been on the project.
Oh,
for
Modern
years,
Warfare
actually been
2
at
also
Sony for
was a
over
great
10
game.
years,
You know, I kind of
is
accept that
having
for
his
Game
last
of the
day
Year.
today, which is the reason I'm.
I don't think it's better than the aforementioned Elden Ring,
so that I can
Forbidden West,
outwardly
and
seem like I'm
Ragnarok.
totally fucking fine with it.
It was
but
good. Though.
inwardly then
Modern Warfare
I
2's
can
story was amazing, bro. The graphics were phenomenal. Gameplay's always
think,
cool.
What the fuck is going to happen?
Have we cranked this freedom rock out? Because this is. Well, what is it at? 11.
Reddit is great. He's always been my favorite. Jason Todd. He's always been my favorite Robin.
That dumb hammer doesn't scare me. Oh no!
Boy. Oh, this is the creation of the peak. I remember this back in, what was it, 2016 when we got this reveal. I miss you saying Game of the Year when dying in Elden. She taught you to hunt, yes. Feed us. I am hungry. Bah! Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
A test.
She taught you to hunt, yes. Oh, I made that.
So being like 2 weeks away from E3, you know, we haven't really talked about or shown anything about our game. So like, it's like a pressure cooker right now. You know, we're like
Night or
boiling
City?
with excitement.
What are you talking about?
The target. Clear your mind.
Immediately
Arkham
when we show
Knight.
the E3 demo, you're going to see a lot of.
Oh, are you talking about like which one's
story
better?
elements that weren't in these games.
I like
before.
City.
And I know
I like
that
City
you know,
better.
some fans may.
But
have
Red
thought
Hood in
it was
Arkham
just
Knight was
pure,
so
like,
cool.
Just kill, fight. Yeah.
The Arkham Knight character himself one of the coolest designed characters of all
I
time.
don't know how they will react.
I like
but
City
I'm
though. I have so much
sad
emotional
about
connection from my
finding
childhood.
out soon.
I remember being sick in elementary school playing Arkham Asylum and City. Which is crazy to think about because I feel so old
Like,
saying
everybody's
that.
probably a little tired, a little stressed, a little freaked out. You know, this is the first time after a very long time we're going to show anything to the world. So I hope people are just happy to see the change.
Tim Drake is my favorite. He's so underrated. Like I feel like no one ever talks about Tim Drake.
Man.
He's the one Robin that
Literally, I think
people
I've been
skip
rehearsing
over.
that demo for a month. And it's just 9 minutes, but it's to me the most important 9 minutes of this game. Because that's the one where either everybody's gonna go, "What the fuck are you doing?" or "What the fuck are you doing? That's awesome!" Like,
And this is great. Right now,
no
he's
idea
talking about
what
the
the
reveal
answer
at
is gonna be
E3.
either. It truly is like the
when they're giving a
casual
taste
eye and
of the new Kratos from the aggressive killer, god murderer, destroyer of pantheons Kratos to bearded man in the woods. This was the reveal, and I remember watching this live 6 years ago, bro. I wasn't there live, but it was, you know, the internet live. Simpler times back when a lot of things are different.
Ah, I like that. No, I'm gonna picture myself naked.
Dude,
You
that's
want
so
to have a bite of
cool.
Papa?
Tim Drake's dope. I love how Jason goes from a Robin to something way
Give him a
more,
big hug.
having one of the most tragic backstories. That's why I've always liked Jason Todd.
20 minutes, and we haven't even started.
So many exclusives.
I always liked
so
his
much more to
story.
come. I'm excited to
Especially how they portray in Arkham Knight. I mean, he had every reason to be a villain, you know? Like he's not, like, he's one of those people where it's like, when you really think about it, he's not really the wrong one in the situation.
Opening
Like,
and closing doors.
bro, Batman. I would have slid for Jason, bro. It's home safe.
Good afternoon. So in here, fantastic.
I need to get God of War merch, bro. I'm buying shirts, sweaters, that fleece jacket that's 150. I'm buying everything. We need Funko Pops of God of War Ragnarok. What are you doing?
My wife talks about she doesn't come home from work being a stay-at-home parent. She's constantly immersed in.
Let's read Ziox's comment. Yeah.
Dick
is the first. Jason is the black sheep. Damien is the blood heir, and Tim is the other one. Yeah, I feel bad for Jason, bro. You know, he's so thrown away.
I should be able to say
King better play just dance on the channel.
problem where it won't, my brain will not disengage.
Play. We don't talk about Bruno in the new game.
Last
We're gonna
night,
get famous.
It was 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I really need to sleep.
Yeah.
I have to
On
sleep,
God.
and I just could
Is
not.
that actually gonna be in Just Dance? No, that's wild. I'll play Just Dance. That'd be cool.
The positive and
I don't have anything to
negative
play it on
scenarios,
though.
you know, and one
What
of
do
them
people
was
play it
to
on now?
convince myself,
Xbox Connect's not a
positive
thing. Wii's not a
scenario,
thing.
the other one
Switch?
Just worming its way.
Do y'all
in,
remember
an
the
earworm,
Xbox Connect?
They're all gonna laugh at you.
God, I feel old, bro. What the heck?
Everyone. Oh my God! Thank
Why
you.
the
Thank you.
emphasis
That's
on
so awesome.
dick?
When I saw it
No, there's no
yesterday, I was
reason.
with Corey and Yumi and Kevin. And I
Say
said, you guys are
Richard?
just so close to this
Richard Drake. That sounds atrocious.
that you don't see how absolutely
I mean, wait.
phenomenal it is, and it's just mind-boggling.
Wait, what's his name? I really just blinked out. What's his last name? The first Robin, Dick Grayson. Yeah, Richard Grayson. No, that's wild.
I have grown, and the team has
His
grown.
name's
We've all kind of moved to this next phase of gaming.
Isn't there a clip where the Robin in Teen Titans Go says it? That's so funny.
I have no idea how people are going to respond.
That must be like nerve rattling, bro. Dick Raisin. That's wild, bro. Dick Raisin. Dang. Look at that.
anything that anybody could say on the internet is
We need a
still
God of War
tame compared
movie?
to what goes on
Yes, we do.
inside here.
And you know, I was thinking like, what actor is good enough to play Kratos? I don't know if we have one, bro. But Christopher Judge, now that he's he does a motion capture for Kratos in God of War 2018 as well as
I don't
voice
wanna let him
acting.
down.
I think he would be a good fit for it because he's huge. He's a huge man, and he doesn't like
I think
he
there's
looks
nothing we
close
can do
enough to
now.
Kratos. You
It's
know,
already done, so
if he grew out a beard,
have
he
faith.
definitely would be old
are going to
Kratos.
enjoy this.
I just don't know about young Kratos. I don't know who could pull
No,
that
I
off.
won't have faith, and I will have faith, and I won't have faith, and I'll just.
But they need to be Kratos size. Like you cannot have some scrawny dude. You can't CGI his muscles. It's gotta be a Kratos built dude
And
to play
Yumi.
Kratos.
You should get footage of them. Shannon and Yumi. There you go. Get in there. Get up in there, right in Yumi's face. No one wants to watch you tape them. They want to look at you.
Alright, so this is
Tom Holland as Atreus. That's gross. They would do that, dude. Tom Holland's in everything these days.
Oh my god, it's amazing. I can't believe we're here.
It's a crazy day. Cory Barlog on the big stage.
It's like 4 years in the making.
Mm.
Woohoo! So in terms of going in,
Yumi wants the camera off.
Tom Holland as Atreus.
Absolutely. Now the big show
Kind of fits.
in just a few minutes.
See, now I can leak something and it will be okay because today's
I'm
the
just
day
playing.
that the
Don't make
leaks
that
come
happen,
out.
Sony, please.
I have no idea. Huh?
Do you have like a hat, a cap or anything?
Sony's gonna see that and be like, write that down.
Santa Monica studio.
God of War 4 to be revealed at
Studio when
E3.
we were there.
Oh my
It's
god.
crazy.
Oh, good point. I didn't really think of it that way. Yeah, I'll put this on.
Dude, Corey's shirt is so tough. Look at
Unabomber
this.
Style. I think this
That's
is
so
more for
cool.
me
It's the
thinking that
Kratos
anyone
stripe.
know who I am.
Oh my god, I do unspeakable things
And
if
what a
Tom
world
Holland is
we live in
Atreus.
when I think that.
I can't do a Tom Holland voice, but hey, Dad. He has like that always like inquiring about something voice, like, hey guys. Oh my god, imagine. I need to learn the lyrics. Oh, what was that? That was Tom Holland, bro. Hi, Dad. That's how he would sound, bro. You hear that soundtrack, and they changed it up a little bit in Ragnarok. We're about 12 hours away until I'm playing Ragnarok, yo.
I had Richard on one side of me, and I had some random stranger on the other side of me. I want to lean over and be like, I know what this is. I know what this is.
Imagine. I couldn't imagine being there live. Oh. Wow. It's reveal time. It's reveal. Everyone. Mike, put your hand down. Now's the time for action. Boy. Imagine watching this live. Immerse with me, y'all. Oh my god, Sony? What is this?
That dome hammer doesn't scare me. Boom. Oh no!
Boy.
Boy! Your mother's knife. It belongs to you now.
I just gotta say, bro, I'll break the immersion. Someone in the crowd, they go, wait. Listen. Oh, that's so funny.
Your mother's knife. It belongs to you now.
He knows, bro, he knows. Wow, you really are the God of War, and this is Ragnarok.
She taught you to hunt, yes?
This is it, Atreus.
Yes, sir.
This is my God of War Ragnarok 2022. Oh my god.
Feed us.
Bro, that's crazy. How'd you get it early? I didn't get it yet. I didn't get Ragnarok. It comes out in
I was literally
6 hours.
paralyzed.
Technically
Chills,
8.
Entire body.
But I think it's 6. It's Katoz. Great spelling, Mike.
Whoa, 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 hold up, hold up.
What a time to be alive. In the decades of God of War.
What the? No, no. Oh!
I literally got to like raise my arms and hear that sound as he stepped out.
I am hungry.
I get chills even thinking about it. It was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
This is a moment you like wish you experienced. That's history in the making, bro. One of the best games of all time. The reveal of God of War, bro. That's so wild.
Very rarely
Kratos.
in life do you get that.
Exactly.
You know, feed us.
You can change it to 4 hours on Canada time. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna cheat the system.
Some of my friends are like, yeah, but also kind of like jealous at the same time. And then like some of my friends are like really happy. For
Imagine
me.
being
Bro,
Kratos'
like,
son.
I saw you in like God of War trailer. It was like so crazy, and they're like freaking out. And I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
That is oh my god. Oh.
I can't wait for Ragnarok, bro. Oh my god, I'm getting shivers, bro. I can't wait. I'm going to bed early. I'm waking up. I'm popping some G Fuel. I finally get to say that. And I'm going crazy in God of War Ragnarok, bro.
Kratos in the next.
I think I might play on the hardest difficulty. I've been thinking about this. I want to enjoy the story, and I don't want to have to record for like 6 hours straight just because I want to put out, you know, a game, but it's on hardest difficulty.
Not a pre-rendered video.
But this is the only God of War Ragnarok it's only the second God of War game that I got to play on release day when it came out. The other one being God of War 2018. And like that I was able to play on release day and record it for a YouTube audience. And back in 2018 when God of War 4 came out, I was so shy. I would barely talk. The recording quality, it was locked at 720. Majority of the time people would have to watch the video at 360. I didn't have nearly as much subscribers as I did now. I didn't have the equipment I had. I didn't know how to do YouTube back then. This is the first game that's coming out of God of War that I know what I'm doing. Or, you know, have an idea, I guess. So I really want to play it in the full immersive, you know, story. I want to get lost in the story without having to worry about like, oh, this is too hard. But at the same time, I played Elden Ring and I platinumed it and I did everything. I played God of War, you know, 1 through 4 recently in the past month, all on normal. And I was like, this is so easy. I played God of War 3 on the hard difficulty. The hardest you can when you first start. And that was easy. You know, that was more of a challenge. But there's a couple times I had to, like, you know, have a boss fight for like 30 minutes because it was actually challenging. And I fought all the Valkyries, and I just put up the video today. I beat Sigrun, which is the queen of the Valkyries. People consider that to be like the top 5 hardest video game boss fights of all time. Sigrun. And the other ones being like, you know, Millennia from Elden Ring. So I'm way better of a gamer now. So I do want to play on the hardest difficulty. God of War difficulty, is that what it's called? It's usually like Give Me God of War or something like that.
Will the sun move the way we want it to?
In the older ones it was called like Titan difficulty, I think.
And we were literally going section
Elden War, God of
to
Ring.
section, like,
That sounds like a new
and then Andrew and I were like,
Lord of the Rings show.
This is the best game so far that have ever been shown at E3.
That's just this little tiny piece of what this game is gonna be.
Oh my god. Moink! I remember watching this, and I was like, dude, like Kratos from God of War, he's back.
delivered on something
Oh, he's
that
back.
is very hard to do.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to play on the hardest difficulty or not.
This game is gonna be so.
I will eventually. I will definitely play God of War Ragnarok on every difficulty. Because, I mean, remember, y'all, I've played every God of War countless times. God of War 3, I've probably played the most out of all of them. I would say I've played God of War 3 about 30 to 40 times. I know every voice line, like, beginning to end. I remember every speech, every big moment that's happened. And the rest of them, I've played a lot. I know everything about all these God of Wars. So I will be playing God of War Ragnarok in my own time after I beat it. I might do streams where I replay it on hardest difficulty. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it on hardest difficulty for my YouTube playing. Because I really want it to be seamless action, action, action.
Good evening, everyone, and
But I do love a challenge. I love a gaming challenge, bro. They can try. They can try to test me, bro. But I am a god. Of War, Ragnarok. I need to get Corey's new merch or something. His Neo Shogun phone case. I need a new phone case. I might pick that up. There was one shirt that he released. I was like, yo, I might get that. That's actually cool. He makes me want to buy hats, bro. I don't even wear hats like that. Kratos was doing some work on that ugly thing. Those things are called doties. What if I didn't run? What if I want them to try?
Everybody's telling me, my gut is telling me, what we did on E3 doesn't scale, right? We took so much time out of the project.
And it freezes?
Awesome.
Oh my god.
That
I can't.
scale to a full size.
I don't even play Fortnite that much anymore. But y'all got to let me know when Kratos returns to the item shop. I need to buy it. I need to buy the Leviathan axe at least.
You know, but the scary thing was, like, we showed 10 minutes.
I've been waiting
of
for it, bro.
seconds
It's been like a
or
year.
something, and it took a year and a half to get there.
It's the best
Now we have a
harvesting
year
tool
and
in
a half
Fortnite.
left, essentially.
And yes, you can quote
and
me on
we
that.
have like 30 hours to make, and you're kind of scratching your head like, how is that humanly
Look
possible?
at bold. Look at that. Oh my god, you gotta shine that thing. I'm so happy they give Kratos the. It's like a fur strap. I don't know what you would call it. It's like a half pauldron. But I'm happy he doesn't look naked, right? And I'm assuming the reason they give Kratos that one sleeve is to pay homage to when he has the golden fleece in God of War 2 ending and 3. It's iconic. He can't have naked shoulders. We don't do that around here.
It's called Denny.
Look at that.
This is actually not correct anymore.
Imagine, you know how GTA 6 got leaked because of early release footage? Imagine if this would have released in 2016. The day after E3 they announce it, and the Blades of Chaos get leaked that they're returning in God of War 2018. That would be sucky, bro. That would suck so much. They did a great job with
Anything we have to say.
chaos control. What do you call it?
So I think that's
preventing bad stuff from happening.
You know, you don't settle.
Bro, look like he's from Arcane.
If you see
So many
crap,
bald
then you
people in League.
identify it.
It's
You say
wild.
it right to the person's face, hopefully with fists and a bat in your hand.
Quality control, not chaos control. That's
And yeah,
isn't that what
just
Shadow
talk
does
about
with
figure
the
out
Chaos
how to
Emeralds?
Make it better, because usually it gets better.
From Sonic.
We're just gonna do it in effect and just a little swap.
Funny is this very.
We could definitely make her disappear.
No, I know we can warp her. Whether we can make her turn into a bird in gameplay.
I love to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be.
too.
Y'all heard what he just said? Let's rewind that.
Whether we can make her turn into a bird in gameplay.
Make her turn into a bird in gameplay. If y'all have seen any of the trailers, we know that, spoiler, Freya turns into a bird when she fights Kratos and Atreus.
I love to see that.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Speaking it into existence. You love to see it.
Never mind, I gotta go do something.
Yeah, he's got things.
That's not really a spoiler. I just, if you haven't watched any of the trailers. But we know this. I mean, she turns into one in 2018 at the end
I
fight.
have almost 30 people.
She turns into a bird and descends.
And artists tend to be a little bit
Freya turns into a bird,
introverted,
yes.
dramatic,
Well,
read into things, very sensitive. Because
she's
you
the
know
bird
you're an
lady.
artist. That's natural. It's all okay. But every single person that I need to deal with needs to be
I'll be
dealt
back.
with in a
Take your
different
time,
way.
Zyox.
But if everything goes right.
Ow! What did I just click? No! I don't know what button I clicked. That was one of my mouse buttons. We're gonna click this.
Changes.
Oh! No, where were we at? I hit my... It's all Zyox's fault. We're gonna blame him.
Is just people love this character so much, and there is.
Where were we at? What part were we at? What were we talking about? Bird lady? That was like right. Let me just rewind. Hold on.
and now we have a year and a half left essentially, and we have like.
Dang, that
30
sucks, bro. Where are we at? Dang it. Why do they make this like this? Is it raining outside? It is raining outside. King, we gotta play together again, or maybe Overwatch. Have you been playing that recently? I played it a lot on release. I don't play it as much anymore, just because I've been so busy with God of War 2018. I would love to play that though. Yeah, we can definitely hop on a game sometime. Dang it, dude. Where were we at? What were we talking about? We're just gonna take it from here. Okay. I'm so sad. I can't believe we lost our spot. We're gonna skip together while we talk about other video games. What have you been playing recently, Mike?
We took so much time.
What type of themes? I play Overwatch every once in a while again, but
What makes
like my main thing has been God of War.
change it? Yeah.
King, this is on you. I guess so.
No, I know we can warp her. Whether we can make her turn into a bird.
I gotta go do my department.
Okay, we're like right
very
here.
sensitive because you know you're an artist. That's natural. It's all okay. But every single person that I need to deal with needs to be dealt with in a different way.
If everything goes right, then I feel that I can get all of the stuff in. But as you can see, like I was just showing you stuff and there's a bunch of stuff.
We're gonna leave now because everything's going wrong.
For me, at least, I think a big part of it is maintaining that focus. With a team of our size, the ideas are constantly flowing. There's so much feedback. There's so many things that need to be done. Sometimes you just want to, go to each individual person and say, stop thinking, just do this, right? Like, don't look at all these other things, just look at this and do this. And you can't do that because the other things are also pretty valuable.
Which would simulate that if you come to it at exactly the wrong phase, that's what would happen.
Right.
So I'll try switching that to true and see if that fixes it in that case, or see if it just has him like
go straight in a line. Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then check it in.
Well, let me know.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. Thanks.
But then the opposite's true as well, right? Because I remember like you and I had many fights about how like the Draga reveal should work. And eventually it just came down to like, I have a plan for this, leave me alone.
I can't wait, bro.
Here, go away.
I can't wait. Still got the Leviathan axe on Fortnite, not Kratos himself though. One of the rarest pickaxes.
It's a struggle
really?
to try to.
I'm waiting for it to come back because I love the animation for it.
This understanding of the
and
process and
back when it
how
was out the first time,
and how the players
I didn't have money like that.
the final product that you're
I wasn't spending it on Fortnite like that, I should say. And then last time it came out, I took a break from Fortnite, so I wasn't even playing it like that. But when it comes back next, I will spend my money.
Probably the most challenging thing.
And it's cool because I have a PlayStation 5, and if you have the Kratos skin on PlayStation 5, you get like an additional style of I want to say the Traveler gear, but it might be the snow side or whatever it's called.
And
really cool armor. I wouldn't be surprised if the set comes back tomorrow because the new game's release. I'm like 80% sure it'll come back sometime this month because of the release of Ragnarok.
Evolving him because couldn't stay.
Matter of fact, it might come back tonight. The golden armor style, yeah, that one.
Once you go
it looks
in
so
there
good.
and you have all the doors around you, you don't know how the hell to get back out to the bridge.
Also, Mike, I want your opinion. So I wanted to buy Ragnarok digitally because of it'd be more convenient. You can get the digital deluxe bundle, which has cool art and it comes with a bunch of extra stuff. But I want to get it physical. I want to get a physical copy of this game because the way that they did God of War 2018 was they brought it digitally. A couple months ago, it was back on the PlayStation Plus for free, and with PlayStation 5, they did it with the PS Plus collection. So if you have a PlayStation 5, you get God of War 4 for free. So I mean, over the years, they do so many things to get you God of War. So I'll probably have a digital copy regardless if I buy it now or not. You know what I mean? Like if I get the physical copy, I guarantee down the line somewhere I'll be able to get the digital for free. But I want a physical copy of this game. What do you think I should do? Do you think I should buy a digital copy tonight for the digital deluxe bundle, or should I wait tomorrow morning, go to the store myself and get a physical copy? What would you do?
The only doors that are in there lead to realms. Oh my god, your AI broke.
Yes. I had a firmware update.
Wait, tomorrow morning? That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about getting a physical. As much as I want the digital deluxe
Sincerely,
bundle,
like after a party that just appeared in your house, because now I feel
Want
like
the
I just want to
physical.
show up every once in a while and leave you new lawn
would build the
ornaments.
hype more and you get excited. That is
Oh,
true.
do
That
that.
is
That
true.
sounds
It's very much a mental thing. If I bought it, yeah, that's a great point. If I buy it digitally tonight, I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, I can play Ragnarok now. But if I wake up at like 7 in the morning and I'm tired, I get the G Fuel going on, a little more hyper. Get to the store, oh my god, I finally have it. I get home, the anticipation building up, driving home. It's a great point, Mike.
A
See, this is
practical
why I
joking
ask
bunch,
you,
the managers.
consultant of sorts.
Weirdly, that was the inspiration for Freya's house.
Oh my god, that's what it is.
Oh, this is where they talk about it. They're talking about it right here.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. That sounds fun. They are a practical joking bunch, the managers.
Weirdly, that was the inspiration for Freya's house.
Oh my god, that's what it is.
Charlie! So this is where they talk about Freya's house. The big turtle. His name's Charlie.
Gonna start filling in all the points.
And this is the director of 2018, Cory Barlog. He admitted that he had a turtle in his forest, or in his garden, and he was like, oh, we gotta put this in the game somehow. And despite budget constraints, despite being back on schedule, they wanted to put a turtle into the game so bad because of Cory. And sure enough, in Freya's garden lies the big turtle that is her actual house, named Charlie. Also, I mentioned this earlier on stream, Mike, but you weren't here. So that big turtle you just saw, his name's Charlie, spelled Chaurli. And it was a name given to him by the fans when they first saw him in one of the original trailers. All the fans were like, oh my god, Charlie the turtle. They just came up with that name out of nowhere. Very similar to how they did Kevin the Cube in Fortnite. It was just a community given name, and the creators were like, let's put that in the lore canonically as his actual name, because of, that's what the fans want. So his name's Charlie.
The sun to take them from the mountain, all the way to
Charlie,
All-Star, when you
we're
put
not
that
bringing
in your
that back.
house, all
We're
the
keeping that
different
in,
circumstances throughout the game.
what,
where
2018?
we need actually your
19?
voice versus my voice or Carlo's voice. Where you have
That was a
really
time
bad
period I do
stand
not
dialogue
miss.
right now.
So where are we doing? So this lamb's
I forgot about that. Wow.
So these first two lines here, at this point now, the player can still roam around your house.
Oh, right. And I'm like, come on, get it already. I also need lamb's cress. Do you mind? It's a white petal flower.
This is probably the biggest, most well-known clip from the behind the scenes of God of War. When I was replaying it, I made a hint to this. So if you go look in my second episode of my recent God of War gameplay, I mentioned
Come on,
this.
get it already.
I was waiting for this,
I also need
for
lamb's cress.
Kratos
Do
to
you
say
mind?
this.
It's a white petal flower in my garden. Just a handful. Where you better work, right?
Fine. Lamb's cress. I'm a fucking God of War.
I wish they would have kept that in, bro.
That's amazing.
That
I
would've
hope you
been-
guys keep that in
That would have been great.
What's up, Larry? Trying to hit alpha.
Kratos and Atreus.
It's like a big deadline for our game.
I love how he treats him like a friend. That's so cool to me.
What, you a big time motherfucker now because you've been removing some shit?
Dude, he's so
Save
big.
some of that
Like,
money, dog.
that is Kratos.
Who is it? Who are you working with?
Nicole Kidman and Colin Farrell.
Oh, good. So nobody bigger than me. I mean, good to see you.
King Qualo not friendly?
Have you missed me?
I'll go Nick 830 in here.
Yes, you have. Come on, man. It's okay. It's okay to love, dog. You gotta, don't forget that. It's okay to love. Love is first, followed closely by hate and divorce and alimony. Those are the things we teach kids on set.
I love it. Dude, Christopher Judge is so cool, bro.
Yours, where? Yeah, let's do this. Where is that?
It's in the pit.
It's in the pit. That's awesome.
In the
well,
pit.
I mean, we can show you stuff without Jason.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't need him, right?
How deep can your voice go?
Pretty deep.
Okay, good. You're playing Jason today.
Right.
So do we think the plan is to always have
Look at
like
the
word
Valkyrie.
written behind her, just so you're clear?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was your vision, right?
It was. I just didn't
Showing
realize that you
cursing
guys
in
were able
live
to
stream?
Really
Unsubscribe.
achieve it. Jason.
Jason, I did it.
I was trying to think of something that Nick
Thoughts on the
830 says,
Valkyrie?
but I can't remember anything he says. Guys, can we ban anyone who's...
I hear it's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. I would not
Okay,
want to be
that
the
is
character
not family
following
friendly.
this meeting. I don't want to be the next character.
It's so funny.
Boy, oh boy.
Shout out to Nick A30,
The bar
bro.
has been set, ladies and gentlemen.
Now I don't
and it's
know who to
high.
throw under this
Right.
bus.
Now you got to top Valkyrie and final boss.
Oh, they did. Oh, they definitely did.
Work in progress stuff.
You're talking about
I'm actually the
Sigrun?
first, so I've heard I'm the first woman in the combat design team.
Could you keep it family friendly by chance? Thank you, buddy. You're the man. There you go.
And when I heard that, I went,
Hey, Cypher, could you
"Whoa."
possibly
that's-
keep it family
That's
friendly?
actually really cool. That's
Awesome,
not
thank you, buddy.
scary. It's cool.
However you want to start. It's your.
What an icon.
You go.
So this is the witch.
Yup. She deserved that. Hate those things. The revenants. Get him, Atreus! Oh, snap! Oh, this is not the... Bro, this is the boulder fight at the end!
My generation, there was definitely a lot less women in video games. But when I see the younger generation, there's a much larger portion of the people applying in that are women now.
And that's great. That's great to see. Another thing I gotta add, bro, is I love that transition of, I mean, some of like my top 10 favorite video games of all time have women-led roles. Resident Evil 3, Jill Valentine. Oh my god, the things I read. And Aloy from Horizon. Some great protagonists, bro.
She's in the perfect fight.
Aloy is such a great character. Well-made story. One of the best games of all time. I'm so glad I played that. And I want to say I played Horizon because of, I think you, Mike. It was either you or Ziox. One of y'all mentioned that Horizon was like a really great game. And I had it. I just never played it. I was like, yeah, I should try that.
The arena, and it looks
Great game. I'm so happy I did.
And these waves are not going to throw off combat at all.
Apparently not. I said.
So he will be meeting probably like a couple more times in terms of just brainstorming meetings, and idea meetings. They're trying to schedule something for an hour and a half over lunch.
Lady Dimitress.
So Shannon's going to be organizing that and be letting you know. But I
Now,
think
if we're
for
talking
her,
about
it's a
top
priority,
10
obviously, to
women
assemble ready project meeting.
Yeah, because we have
in video games, she might be up there. She might be. Jill's definitely up there. Jill's top 5.
Just kidding.
Aloy
There's
might
just
be
no
too.
way that this type of activity happens from any type of top-down endeavor. It is
No, not at all.
every single person, every day, right? Yeah. Kind of figuring it out, and it's like, again, like with your kids, you kind of equip them in the best way that you can, and then you got to solve it yourself, and for that freedom, you'll be accountable to it.
My mother said, everyone is smarter than you in something. And if you don't figure out what it is and learn from it, that's your fault. You know, she taught me that every person I meet will have worth. And it's my
I talking about Horizon,
to
the one with the
be
girl from
open
Fortnite. Yes, that Horizon.
to receiving what people
As
have.
Ziox, it probably was then.
You know, don't discount anyone.
Dude, Christopher Judge. He's such a he's a cool human being, bro.
Do we have
and all the
information
interviews with
on
with,
all of these
with Kratos, I
producers?
mean, he's so
They are
cool.
giving us nothing on their faces.
Imagine being this. This isn't even beta testing. This is like the step 5 before beta testing.
Everyone else is just like, thank God I'm getting $10.
I started in this industry. I always
Imagine
shudder
being
when I say
imagine being a tester like this in this environment, and that's what your face looks like, dude. Put me in there, bro. This was probably in like 2014, so I was 12 at this time, bro. Put me in there, bro. Oh my god, I'd be so hyped. I would be going crazy. Like this dude's kind of in there. She's like, what am I playing? This dude, this might be Focus. This dude does not want to be here. This dude is gone, bro. Do we get more? Is there anyone else?
Everyone else is...
No, it's just them. Dude, this dude,
Thank God I'm getting $10.
he's like, bro, these people are so annoying.
I started in this industry. I always shudder when I say this, but I started in 1989.
Dang!
As a game tester at Sega. And when I finished school, I had no idea that they paid people to test games.
I was when I was a kid, I always wanted to play video games for a living. Because I mean, you know, as a kid, you're like, I don't want to. I
am
don't want
very
to work. I
surprised
don't
at
want to
how
do
fast
grown-up
everybody's
things. I just want to play
figuring the
games.
controls.
How about I play
They
games
seem
for
to
a
just
living,
adjust
make
it
money
very
for that?
quickly.
I wanted to be a game tester originally, and then YouTube and Twitch started rolling out, and I was like, wow, that would be cool. But then I found purpose in it, you know. I want to make people's day a little better. I want to make people smile.
She is actually guiding.
And that's my
You miss like you're already 4.5 minutes off schedule. Get on schedule.
And you get to play games, you know? That's always a plus.
I will stay on this.
That's true. She could be smiling beneath the frame. I'm gonna go with I believe she's smiling beneath the frame.
Can you get me a larger monitor? I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is a little small. This is not the executive monitor we normally have, so you'll have to slum it like the rest of us.
Is he trying to hit the kid? He is. Yeah. He's trying to punch. He's good at killing.
That's so cool to see this like early footage.
What are your predictions? Do you think they're going to give it really good scores, really bad scores? With that, the lack of facial expression, I can't tell where any of them are at. If they are enjoying it, if they're bored.
What is that? Hold up.
Facial expression, I can't tell where.
This
any of them are
mechanic,
at.
this
If they are
blue
enjoying it, if
lightning,
they're bored.
that's not in the game.
I just see Derek. Derek, he just looks so professional.
I want to be like Corey Kenshin. Legit, that's me right now. Not entirely, though. Kind of my own humor, but I'm thinking of doing well on Nightmare soon. Corey Kenshin's my biggest inspiration for YouTube. I've told this story many times. When I was in middle school, how old are you when you're in middle school? Like 12, right? I think 12 is when you're 6th grade, I think. That was always my like inspiration, going home and watching Corey Kenshin back when he had like I think it was like 20,000 subscribers, and it's crazy, bro. Like I mean, he's one of the biggest names in gaming now. But like going home and going through my own stuff and like the horrible people I'd meet, people that were so, you know, little kids are crazy, bro, but you know, like going through life and sometimes feeling like you're alone and going home and having YouTubers like that who just, you know, they come from a genuine place to make you happy. That was a great feeling. And I mean, YouTubers like Corey were there for me when other people weren't. And I want to be that for people, you know? And of course, you know, I've taken some inspiration from Corey, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be like anyone, you know? I want to be like myself. And I think that's, I'm not going to say that's what y'all should strive to be, but I mean, just be yourself, you know? I think the most genuine thing you can do is be yourself. And part of being myself is wanting to help people the way that other people have helped me. That's why I do YouTube, you know? Corey is definitely a great inspiration, but I mean, if you watch me, you watch him, I'm sure you'll see similarities, but I'm sure you'll see a lot of differences too.
I am not
completely different.
Never have been.
Is that the old
You know?
way where if you just keep doing...
Began my love for Corey
Color,
watching his
they would
videos back
block,
in
they would
late
just keep
2014,
watching
beginning of
until you
2015. I remember what year it was, but it was in middle school. I was in 6th grade.
And I don't want to babysit someone. That's the whole fun of being Kratos is running through.
I remember watching Corpse Party. That was
mercilessly murdering people
that was like
with
the first
weapons,
game that I saw him
hammers.
play, or one of the first at least.
Yeah, we just have to make sure we're in agreement of like, okay, these are the possibilities.
Got my editing
Are we in
inspiration from
agreement?
Corey.
I don't know.
That's
man.
awesome.
So,
What do you think?
That's the most
I would watch his God of War gameplay, but bro,
It's not
I
something
ain't
I'm
playing
used
it.
to.
I'm not gonna spoil anything for me. As much as I love Corey, bro, I can't. Not for Kratos.
My question is, why didn't the son ever get attacked? Because someone's just kind of like, hey, I'm here. I'm like your OP, like, freezer. Yeah.
OP Freezer?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, like, it was helpful, but...
Older people.
Here? What is this? What is this craziness?
They didn't know what OP meant. That's wild. But you know, to be fair, it's completely different generations.
He's definitely on the OP side, but it's fun.
I think it's for me is Geometry Dash. I was there a little bit before Geometry Dash, but yeah, no, Five Nights at Freddy's, Geometry Dash. Back when he was playing Happy Wheels, those were all in like the same thing. Also, I never remember the name of it. That turbo game with the ramps where you just throw yourself up the ramp.
Like, I didn't even have to pay attention.
Those were the games
It
that
just
Corey
kind
was
of
playing back when I was
fairy
like
sitting on my shoulder,
maybe a
like,
year into
shooting
watching
stunning
them.
arrows, and it was really overpowering.
And those
It felt
games were
really cheap.
phenomenal. Those are like great parts of Corey's his career overall. Subnautica, the beginning of that. It's the reason I wanted to play Subnautica. FNAF, Geometry Dash, and Turbo Dismount. That's what it was called. Yeah. Turbo Dismount. I remember those days, bro. That was a great theme. I was like, why is that
This
low?
is the all or nothing.
It's editing.
It's everything. Like, we are literally all in on this game. You have to get 150 people who are very stubborn and passionate and creative to all see a similar picture that doesn't exist. And doubt.
I kept cracking up at how the
is the
crashes look.
demon
I always
that
like the
lives
poses
in the ear
when you're
of
writing it.
every
It's so
person
funny.
in
I'm
this
about to watch those
industry.
videos after this.
That is, to me, the biggest obstacle.
Oh, that'd be
Keeping
so funny, bro.
everyone focused on the goal and not listening to that little demon in their ear that says they're all gonna laugh at you and it's not gonna work, right? And then it's like I have the exact same thing in both.
So Atreus
games
moonwalking?
constantly.
Wild.
But I'm still trying to steer people back, and you know, you have to be able to trust each other that you can fail and openly fail together and still recover, right? Otherwise, everybody just starts protecting what they're doing and nobody wants to share anything.
That is a big part of the creative process, you know? Being open to criticism. I wouldn't be me, who I am now, if I never listened to criticism.
Looking at the DNA of what
I'd be the
God
same
of War is
person I
and
was
trying
years
to-
ago.
The mountain we had to climb to kind of change this franchise. It is the traditional sort of child coming of age, but it's also creative kind of coming of age. The idea of
Ooh. Ooh.
creative being
The pain of servitude never truly goes away. His scarred
a closet human
forearms.
being, right? Somebody who hides his humanity, somebody who is
A lot of... Dude, Kratos has a great story.
run away from it.
Everything about him. That's why I've always really liked his
We've
character
always kind of
design.
kept it a little bit
Every
different,
part
just go
about
out
him
and
is a
play with
story.
it, but
The
now
scar
we're
on his
really
right
pulling
arm,
in
or on his right eye,
the sun to
the
create
scars on his arms, the big scar in his stomach, the red markings, his pale white ashy skin. And I'm not saying ashy to make fun of him.
Sacrifice your
It's literally
arms to the
ash.
center
It's
of the
literally
water.
ash.
Awaken again the cradle of the world.
Love the tie-in with Asgard.
What?
What do you mean?
Throw our weapons into the water?
For this game overall, or for like his design?
And that is the lead-in to the whole.
Ooh, Jormungandr.
So that way, at least it shows. Hey, look, he's saying be a warrior. Everyone's the bad guy.
Ooh, I hope that returns in Ragnarok.
That always would seem like the bad guy is the one thing that kid says, hey, this is actually the good guy.
I think everybody recognizes we get one shot. We screw this up, I don't see us making another one. You know, it's...
And I hope they make another God of War. I don't want to know spoilers. I don't want to know if they set up for a release of a second game. I don't want to know anything about Ragnarok until I beat it. If I miss a small detail and I beat the game and then someone returns to me after I beat the game and tells me, I'm fine with that. But let me experience it. Playing that the first time and feeling your controller rumbling. Oh my god, I can't wait. I can't wait to play Ragnarok with the PlayStation 5. This I don't want to smack my PS5 too hard. This bad boy over here can fit so many different designs into the controller. I can't wait to feel the rumbling and the trigger controls. The responsive haptic feedback, bro. Oh my god, it's going to be so immersive. Because isn't Atreus supposed to be Loki? Oh, you're talking about for Atreus? Yeah, he is Loki.
In the last ones, you know, how he killed his family. And in this one...
And
he's
his
actually
mother
got
is from
something left,
Nordic
so it might be
lands.
interesting
So,
how they use him.
well, you know, Jotunheim, but still. It's part of Nordic.
So being from Norway, does it
So Atreus also, he has a great like design with both influence from Greek, his name also being a Greek name. Excuse me, and then his mother being from Nordic lands. That like he's a cool culmination of both worlds, quite literally.
It's gonna be fun. I don't know yet. I haven't got any hands-on time, so it looks nice, but until I get to play it, I don't know.
I want to first start by welcoming all of you guys to the God of War Behind the Curtain panel.
Woo!
Hello,
Shannon!
Corey Barlog. I'm the director of the game, and I make their lives completely miserable.
I would be in the front like, Corey!
That's really it. That's the best.
Mr. Barlog! I played your games. He'd be like, security? Security?
When you're tabbing,
yep.
You could tap fast, right? Like
yeah, it's instantaneous.
what's happening on screen while I'm tabbing? It's staying on the current screen until we make the selection and stop tabbing, and then what happens?
Currently, just by moving over to this, there's no like confirm input to go to it. So currently, as you tab over, you instantaneously bring this UI screen up.
So when I
we can look at that.
tab,
we can look at this
tab,
right now.
it instantaneously moves.
We have an in-game part of that, Corey. We
Yeah,
can look at that literally right now.
If there's a way to confirm a spot into Santa Monica Studios, like I don't know what the future of God of War is, especially because of Ragnarok. Ragnarok's going to be a big part of. Is Atreus going to be a new protagonist? Is Kratos and Atreus both going to be continuing into Egypt? Because I think they're setting up for Egypt. Even in God of War 2018, a lot of influence points towards that. And they mentioned at the beginning of this documentary, Egypt was supposed to be what the Nordic Scandinavian lands are in 2018. This God of War sort of reboot where they continue up the story, the continuation, it was supposed to be Egypt. But they're like, how about we do Nordic instead? So they focused and they set on Nordic. But if anything happens after Ragnarok, I would hope that I could be in some part of the creative process of making that new game. That would be cool. That would be a dream come true. I don't care if I'm an art person. I don't care if I'm just there to give my opinion while everyone else does work. Dude, that'd be great. That would be a dream come
You're
true.
just trying to trick me and have me not see these.
Because this looks so fun. I'm sure it's stressful and I'm sure it's hard.
Going on.
But that's beauty in it, bro.
Big reimagining
There's
of
pain
God
and
of
beauty.
War, so I think my first
And there's
question
beauty
really
in everything.
Shannon, you guys were,
If
I
you know,
guess
you know.
The fairest way to say it is at a crossroads a couple years ago for the studio.
You know, as we were kind of at that crossroads, it was really apparent to me that we
Dang,
needed
that's a
to
deep line I just
really
said,
look
bro.
for a new beginning, and someone that
Pain
could
and
tell
beauty,
that
and
new
there's beauty in
beginning in a
everything.
way that you causing problems.
So here we need a fade to black for the duration of this.
We need an action that blacks out the screen. Right? We're not going to fade to black.
Well, the action is the hand coming over.
Right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it's not going to look like a fade to black. Right?
Well, we're going to try to make
It's not going to look like a fade to black. Right?
I realized that,
Dang.
that when I made the first and second game,
I want to be an
I
artist
was
for
a
multiple
very
different projects in the
person
future.
than I
Long-term
am
goal for me.
today.
Be sick
I'm
to
a
work there
bigger
for art
asset
design.
today
That would
than I
be
was then.
awesome. That'd be awesome. There'd be so much homework that would go into it, like learning about the small little details of, like even like Nordic details. But that would be so rewarding, and that'd be really cool, bro. I'm rooting for you all the way. I'm sure. I mean, I've seen your art. You have great talent, and I'm sure you could do a lot for art in the future. I want to point out this dude looks like my old chemistry teacher. That's all I wanted to say. He looks just like him. Forgot his name, but if that's you, sir, hook me up with some Santa Monica Studios, bro.
I'm just asking, do you think this arena is really fun?
It helps to work with absolutely great people. I am surrounded by people that are so much better than me.
It would be nice to have this effect. It would be nice to have this breakable. It would be nice to have this and that.
And this is another thing, like why I love watching this documentary. From the second half on, it's way better because I mean, I'm not gonna say this part's bad. It's just slow, where it builds up to the process. But seeing the actual process, stuff like this, when they're talking about like deciding on what type of breakables should we have in the game, like pots and like the ones that are in the game, they're pots mainly that give you hack silver, which is a currency. Stuff like that, stuff like Legend of Zelda's, you know, the pots and the rupees that you get from it. That's something that we as consumers who play video games literally never think about. But you gotta remember, like, everything is made by someone. Someone came up with the idea of, like, we should get pots and put them in this game and put them in that corner. How about we put them in that corner, and the one in the far back? Let's hide this one over here. Maybe he can get, like, an enchantment from this. Or a special power-up from finding this to reward people who go that far. Stuff like that, I never think about. But this documentary made me really appreciate every small detail, bro. Like, the breakables. You never think about that as a consumer. It's a given. In a video game that has a story that's open world, it's so expected by consumers to go out into a corner, break a pot, and get something from it. Regardless of if it's 2 cents, you get it. But, I mean, like, back, you know, like, when games first started, open world games weren't even a thing. Breakables and stuff, collectibles, those weren't things. So to see stuff like this in the true essence that is a game, I mean that's such a cool piece to me. Broly said the dude looks like his teacher.
it's been tough.
He
the
does,
last,
bro. He
you
looks
know,
just
few
like him.
years. It's never easy.
If I could find a picture of that dude,
balancing
I
all
would
these personalities
side
and
by
all this
side it,
talent.
and I guarantee it's the same
If you
dude.
guys think it's not a problem, then it's not a problem. That's why I formed it as a question. I'm asking them about you.
Oh snap! Hold up, some conflict. This is where we start seeing the
Then
arguments.
it's not a problem. That's why I formed it as a question. I'm asking them about you. Okay, I mean, it's definitely not a problem. Okay.
Every story that you tell, every
Dang,
thing that
okay,
you
Corey.
make, you have to have some kind of
I'm happy
personal
they keep stuff. I was one of the last times I'm gonna try to pause. But that's why I like seeing this, because you know, as much as they are arguing and there is conflict, that's part of being a team. Part of being a team is acknowledging conflict and resolving it. That is essential. That is crucial for a team to progress as a team. So I'm happy they put stuff in here, and you know, I am making jokes about it, but in all seriousness, I'm so happy that they're able to, you know, question each other, to put out concerns, and to make it happen, you know, like to resolve it, because I mean, it's a great product. It was Game of the Year for 2018. God of War is one of the best video game franchises of all time, in my opinion, the best.
Empty space that doesn't have anything in the
And
way
it's so
of
cool.
interaction or change.
What if Kratos was able to upgrade his Leviathan axe? Like, for example, imagine he was able to get Thor's hammer and put it at the end of the handle to make it a two-sided weapon. That would be crazy. That would be insane. I hope we get to see like the Blade of Olympus return. That would be cool. That would be the new oh my god moment of the game. Is if the Blade of Olympus returns.
We gotta figure out how to make
I don't know how they would do that, and I think it's kind of useless now. But that would be really cool. And I mentioned this when I was playing. I hope Kratos gets his wings back. I hope he gets like Valkyrie wings, or the big eagle bird thing that's in Helheim. I hope Kratos can get some wings, like some feathers from that, and I hope he gets his wings back. He had wings in God of War 2 and 3. One of his most iconic pieces of his gear is the wings of Icarus. And I think that would be so cool to see it return.
Break it apart and then start putting it back together slowly.
But yeah, the Blade of Olympus is one of the coolest weapons. I agree, Mike. One of the coolest weapons in video games. The idea behind it's so cool. It's the blade that ended the Great War between the giants, or the titans, and the gods.
But like, we brought this dude on, we passed on other people to bring that guy on. So I don't want any more fucking excuses from that guy. I just want to get shit done.
And I just want to thank Corey, Ariel, Jeet, and Shannon for joining us today on the God of War Behind the Curtain panel.
Or yeah, because it fell through the cracks on that one.
I feel like this whole time we were supposed to have you play the game, but you haven't played the game.
Right. What'll be great is if
God,
we
I
do
can't
this
wait
up
for
and it
tomorrow,
doesn't
bro.
work. Now I'm very
I'm about to go to
excited.
bed early, bro.
I want to try that out.
And I'm waking up and I'm unleashing havoc
29.95.
within
I have no idea what that means.
Ragnarok.
I'm able to now share with you guys the specific release date. The date we've landed on is March 13th, 2018. This is also going to be 11 years to the day from Corey Barlog's God of War 2.
Didn't Zeus create the Blade of Olympus? I think so. I want to say he did, but I don't remember. I think he mentions it briefly. There's never a cutscene for it. Forged in the. I'm about to look this up. I'm about to look this up. Hold up, that's a great question. If anyone created it, I would assume it's him. Who created the Blade of Olympus? Zeus. Yeah, it was Zeus. Ghost of Sparta, God of War 2, and God of War 3 is created by Zeus, who forged it from the heavens and the earth during the end of the Great War in order to banish the Titans. Okay, I thought so. I couldn't remember for some reason. I want to say he says forged in the something. But yeah, okay, I do remember that.
March 13th.
Gotta wake up at 5 a.m. I promise you, I'm waking up early. I don't know how early, but I'm telling you, I'll pop G Fuel. I might buy some Monster Bull. What is it called? Red Bull? Monster? I'm gonna buy everything and mix
Until
it.
this point, I think a lot of it has been
we have latitude and we have time.
I'm telling you, bro.
we
I'm
have-
screaming at the top of my
we have
lungs
the
whenever something
ability
cool
to
happens. I gotta
tune and think
emit the
and
energy that I'm feeling.
iterate in a way that allows lots of different.
Is that a Funko Pop? Whoa, whoa.
Think and
Leaked?
iterate
Confirmed?
in a way that
That is a Funko Pop. This is, I think, the old one for God of War 1, 2, and 3 Kratos. The Greek Kratos. I think. Dang, those things are worth like. Dude, I've been getting into Mountain Fuel. I've been getting into collecting Funko Pops recently. I am gonna pause for the. I know I keep pausing, y'all, but I got into Funko Pops recently, right? And dude, they're so fun to collect, bro. I see the hype. I really do. I was hoping they made some for Ragnarok, and they didn't, dude. It sucks. But I've been getting some cool ones. I just got like a week ago. I got the Tiny Tina from Tiny Tina Wonderlands. Got a Funko Pop over there. And last month for Halloween, I bought a Tyrant, which is a 6-inch, one of the bigger Funko Pops from Resident Evil 1. I got a Tyrant, and it's so cool. I didn't get the glowing in the dark one because that one's like $100, but I paid like $50 or $60 for mine.
the decision that
Just
you
wanted
want
to
to
throw
make
that in there.
starts sort of going down.
It's so cool, bro. Like it's
risk
so fun to
versus
collect
reward,
them.
Right? We're like, well, there's this issue at the end. If we fix it, man, the payoff is huge.
I only
but
have-
the risk is super high. So what do you want to do?
So the bug
8.
is
I have 8.
You're invulnerable, and so what'll happen is
And
you're walking
like
in the trap.
like a month ago, I probably only had like 5.
Things start happening.
Yesterday I was
I
in
bought
the
a
middle
couple.
of taking a bunch of. Oh, that's awesome.
I want to buy some more. You know, I got the Funko app on my phone.
There's no reason at this
And that's
phase
cool for
that the
tracking
hog should
how
just be
much
walking on
yours
its
are
own. It's the
worth.
magic log right
Newly vaulted ones and
So
some that are coming
currently
soon.
We have about
Really cool.
3,878
They're making some for Black Panther. I can't wait for Black Panther, bro. I want to see it this weekend.
phase that
I just gotta
the
you know,
hog should just
find
be
the
walking
time.
on its own. It's the magic.
What the heck? What's going on here?
So the bug is
I can't wait for it though, bro. I'm wearing a Black Panther shirt right now, actually.
walk into the trap.
I cannot wait for Black Panther.
And bad things.
Especially with Namor. He's Aztec and Mayan inspired now, bro. He's Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. It's so cool.
Start happening.
I can't wait.
Yesterday
Can't
I
wait to
was
see it.
in the middle of taking a bunch of. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Fuck. There's no reason at this phase that the log should just be walking on its own. It's the magic log right there.
That's sad because it's literally the first. That's the first scene in God of War. Look at this statue. That's beautiful. What the heck? I wouldn't be surprised if this is to scale. Atreus looks kind of big here. He's half god, half giant, so you know. Also, props to y'all if you can name all of these icons. I can't tell who this is. This looks like Toro. This is the Traveler from Journey. I don't know what their name is. This is Fat Princess. This is Kratos. This is Sackboy. How did I forget? Little Big Planet is one of my favorite games of all time. Sackboy. That looks like another Sackboy.
About 3,878 total bugs in the database.
And yes, for those who are wondering, her name is Fat Princess. That's an older game. They haven't got a new game in like a decade.
This is a perfect
PlayStation
example of the
icons.
bizarre shit happening that the kids face.
Well, you don't want to have triplicates of the same bug, so going through and if anything is called out for one of your guys' groups, just say, oh, we're already doing this.
This is a good example of like the average scenario that happens in a day in my life.
No!
Now I'm looking.
Hrazzler, where you going?
There's no way we're gonna stabilize this.
Hrazzler.
Seriously, can we go out there and tell them to fucking stop?
I know many of you have been pushing really hard to and asking people to step up their hours, their time spent in the studio. I know people have made some compromises to make this work and to bring home the result that the studio needs. So to those of you who've been pushing hard towards these goals, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think
Let's go.
And I really did believe, I think 4 weeks ago, that we were on target. We were absolutely no problem going to make the date. Now.
All right. So.
Oh, this Fat Princess. This is one of the best fighting games, top 5 of all time. And it's so sad because I feel like so many people have never played it because it's exclusive to PlayStation. And even then, it wasn't super popular of a game. This is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. It has some of the most iconic people from all of PlayStation video games. It has Dante from Devil May Cry, Big Daddy from BioShock. It has Kratos. It has Twisted Metal's Sweet Tooth. It has Sackboy. It has Toro. It has Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter. Wait, did it have Jak and Daxter? Yeah, it did. It did. It had Ratchet and Clank. It had Nathan Drake. It had so many great icons from video games who just happen to all be PlayStation. And, I mean, dude, one of the best games of all time. I hope they make another one. And there's been so many hints that they're, like, at least working on it in the background to some extent. Like, the Purple Head, which is the main villain from that game. He's been popping up a lot recently in PlayStation. So I hope they're alluding to the fact that they're making another one. Oh my god, it would sell. It would sell like hotcakes.
January 9th sort of status on announcing.
It had so many great video game icons.
Scary thing is I really don't know.
Which means beg for more time. What do we do if they say no?
Look at that, bro. Oh my god.
When you guys were first brought on this thing, do you have any idea what to expect?
Kratos and Atreus.
This scene
Boy.
is the first time that the sun kills
Catches a
the
body.
human being, so it's pretty powerful moment.
Dang. Would you buy it if they made multiple statues? Yes. I don't know if I got the money for that though. Cause dude, statues to that size and that scale and that detail, it would probably be like in the tens of thousands. Also, did y'all hear someone won the Powerball in California? Estimated worth of $1.9 billion. Billion with a B. That is a stupid amount of money. 1.9 billion. That's the biggest in history.
4 children. It's interesting that this has been a man who has missed 10 years of his child growing up, and I really found some parallels with my own life there.
At least they're rich now. They could quit their job, and I did the math the other day. They could spend like tens of millions of dollars a day and be set for decades. Like, that's a crazy amount of money, bro. I think if they made $50 million a day, every single day, it would take them like 30 to 40 years to get paid in full. And that's only half of it, which is after taxes, like what they actually get. Dude, that's a stupid amount of money. It is astronomically unproportionate to anything anyone will ever see in their life.
Because
It's
I was
crazy.
working on a show, and I basically missed 10 years of my kids.
Oh, also, I really want to rewind and catch this full dialogue from Kratos or Christopher Judge. This is the reason I love Christopher Judge so much as Kratos, and why I think he's one of the best actors of all time, but most especially one of the best in video game history and will ever be. I found so much appreciation because I watched this before I replayed God of War 4 for this final time when I played on the channel a couple days ago, and knowing this and what Christopher Judge put into playing Kratos, that's why I love this documentary so much. Just listen to his personal touch. I love this, bro. So great of an actor.
You know, as a father of 4 children, it's interesting that this has been a man who has missed 10 years of his child growing up, and I really found some parallels with my own life there, because I was working on a show and I basically missed 10 years of my kids growing up. So it's just it's an interesting dynamic for me. You know, it's you know, a little closer to home than I'd like it to be.
go through to protect something like this legacy, to have a secondary family.
I am, very fortunate in the sense that I have a home sort of, network and a husband and parents and children that are very, very supportive and very much, are as excited about what we're doing here as, I think I am, and I have it pretty good. So I feel very fortunate.
I don't think I want to answer this right now.
Dang.
I have an interesting story. I think I might
The personal conflict that people go through to make such a project, bro, like it's truly why I feel like it's just so like monumentous of a scale to the extent that this goes, and I feel like everyone can relate to Kratos' story in some extent, even if you're not killing gods or people.
It's everything.
Or even a father,
Follow me.
You can relate.
Why help us?
Maybe I see more of myself in you than I'm willing to admit. Maybe by helping you, I'll make up for a lifetime of mistakes. Or maybe I just like you.
I mean, there's lots of different methodologies on how to be vulnerable in a scene or how to be connected to an emotional scene where your son is basically saying, you ruined my life, I hate you, I never want to see you again.
Baldur and Freya.
It was right around the time of I was going through a divorce.
What's up,
so
Juvizer?
that wasn't
How you doing?
difficult for me to be in a space that was vulnerable and fractured and confused. Like it wasn't supposed to turn out this way.
And so I love the acting that went into this game. Everyone pulled out
It's my job as an
their
actress
personal struggles.
to keep myself in that space of like being permeable and being affected by what's happening in the moment. And so if I can recall what those feelings were like with my ex-husband, then I can understand some of the pain that Freya's going through with someone that she loved and had the best intentions for, but who it's just not going the way that she had hoped.
She is so overlooked.
If it hadn't been that,
she was part of the reason that this entire game was so powerful. Freya's entire time of helping Kratos, but more importantly at the end, her discussion with Baldur, the loss of Baldur, the death of Baldur, and her coping as a mother, and her screaming and lashing out as Kratos, it was completely sold because of Danielle's acting. She is a great actor, bro. She is so talented.
Could have been anything else. In
Method
my life
acting pays
where
off 1000%.
There was a goodbye from
It really
someone
does.
that, abandonment issues. I mean, come on, we're human. We've all got our bag of pain. Oh, that. Okay, we'll use that one.
Dang. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even realize until a few minutes ago this was related to God of War and thought this was like therapy session. No, this is all God of War, the making of God of War. We're hyping up. We're getting into the holiday spirit, as you will, for the big day that's tomorrow. Ragnarok. I can't wait. This is at this point in the entire documentary, this is about the actors and how their personal stories relate to what they're going through in the game. And we'll get in a second, Christopher Judge, Kratos' voice actor and motion capture actor. In a second, he'll get emotionally connected to Kratos' story. And I mean, that made me appreciate Kratos 1,000 times more because of Christopher Judge's life. And it's so sad. It's tragic to an extent, but it's so human. And that's what makes it really, I relate to him
Bro,
in
just
that
one
extent.
little marker. Who needs my pinky? Oh, his pinky too.
I think as an actor, you always want to feel safe. You always want to, because when you do choose to do that, you can't bring yourself out of it.
Oh, and this is it. This is it right here. This is what I was talking about.
It takes some decompression.
This is when he goes back home to get his blades from his past. He's digging up his past.
The scene when I go back and get the blades of chaos. It was probably not real early on, but early on in the filming, and that's kind of what I was like, do I want to go there? Because this was a moment. If I was gonna take the scab off it as a person, as a human being, this is where it is.
There's nowhere you can hide, Spartan. Put as much distance between you and the truth as you want. It changes nothing. Pretend to be everything you are not. Teacher, husband, father. But there is one unavoidable truth you will never escape. You cannot change. You will always be a monster.
I know.
Dang, bro.
A lot of this performance, for me, is a love letter to my kids. It's an apology. Yeah. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Dang, bro. Like,
no, those...
seeing how his life relates to Kratos so much, like it's gut-wrenching. It really is. Yeah, he's perfect for Kratos. He really is. And that's not even to say that he replaced or overshadows the old Kratos voice actor, T.C. Carson. They're both amazing and perfect in their own ways.
We're gonna make it, and then everyone's still treating it like, you know what? We'll just see. And I'm like, no, like in my mind, I get it. I see what you guys are telling me. I'm not gonna let myself believe we're gonna make the date now. Now I'm just gonna try to adjust to the April.
That changes. Well, that means you're not going to Europe next month.
No.
But February, like that.
Yes, it means next month is very hard. But 4 years of a marathon, you don't want to stop running.
Kratos almost had dual-wield axes, bro. That's crazy to see. Atreus almost had a full head of hair. Oh, he had his fur cape from Ragnarok. Ooh, some things never change, bro. That is great to see. Who are you? Look at that guy. Or girl.
You know, for many years you don't see, or at least I didn't see, what a sacrifice was until you start sort of living the sacrifice. You start feeling the sacrifice, if that makes any sense. We as working parents always wonder and question, do we really spend enough time with our children? I carry that with me every day, and I never have the right answer. All I can do is be the best I can be in those moments that I do have my children, and that I'm really able to engage, and hopefully the stresses of the job, don't get in the way of me being the best parent that I can be.
This makes you want to hug your parents,
hey,
bro.
Happy New Year.
Look at Mount Olympus.
Happy
New Year phase. Well, thank you.
Yeah, and just update you on just the dates discussion. So right now, the earliest the IT folks and the sales people feel comfortable with is the 20th, which is Friday the 20th. We cannot go any earlier because...
Yeah, well, quite frankly, Assad, we don't want earlier.
Yeah, no, I think it works for you guys. I think it works for everyone. So at the end of the day, and I keep saying this to everyone, is that at the end of the day, that game comes out, it's going to be amazing, everyone's going to go bananas, and no one's going to remember all the date shifts and all that nonsense.
Right, we just have to actually make it through this period without keeling over.
The industry's incredible.
I have so much appreciation for
It's all
Santa
about
Monica.
what you've done lately.
Everything that
You need to
everyone
constantly
individually went through to provide such a
move
great
forward
story.
and do other
Look at him right here, the
I've always
composer.
described my
The man who's the reason that
career
the
as
music's
typical of the
so
industry of having
god
two
tier,
states.
bro.
You're either doing everything or you're doing nothing. For me,
Facts.
it's like what being normal is what I struggle with. You know, like taking time off. Like, why don't we take a vacation or just like any of these things? I just even saying them, it's like, what am I saying? It's so alien to me. And I think it's, you know, I'm feeling it. Feeling it. It's time to take the foot off the gas a little bit.
For all your hard work, for serving quality and excellence, even with the entailed personal sacrifice, staying true to the vision, even at points when things felt uncertain. As a team, we're on course to deliver something pretty magnificent. And it's because of each and every one of you and the passion you bring every single day. FQA Summit has moved to March 9th. And Gold,
Dang.
released to manufacturing, moves to March 15th.
Dang.
Which pushes the game's release
Dang, look at this.
from March 13th to April 20th.
When that was the final date, yo. April 20th.
Without everybody, we would not be doing any of this project.
I think it's the 16th
Me
actually.
talking to myself in
But
the
you
room.
get the idea of Gold.
So, what we are going to end up with at the end of all this amazing game, is truly something that I will carry with me forever. And I believe it is a first step. A first step in many, many games that we're going to make that will, I think, really redefine what this studio is. So I'm very proud to work with everybody here. So thank you.
What a great process, bro. And surely enough,
Again,
they delivered.
Thank you for all your hard work. I know we have still a push ahead of us.
Let's go to M620 Epilogue Teaser.
That was the old God of War. Nah, 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 nah.
We are supposed to be going gold today, so now we're gonna go see if Yumi has any idea of whether or not we're making a disc today.
It's Gold Day?
So we're at a point where QA is testing.
For those who don't know, when a game goes gold, that's when they finish everything. They fix all the bugs. They get the final product. Going gold essentially means the game is done. The game is finished in process. And I believe they're able to do like very, very minor touch-ups after it goes gold. But gold is like, this is the final product. This is what we have to work with. Regardless of how polished it may or may not be, this is what we're turning in. It's basically the deadline for your homework.
All the time. You know, everybody on the production side is constantly evaluating what new bugs come in. Hope being that once we end up at the end of the day, we have a solid build that has 0 critical issues. You know, that's the one that we're like, yes, we want this to be burnt on a disc.
God, bro, I'm so hyped.
It,
I'm so hyped.
send it out.
The fact that we're traveling to all 9 realms in Ragnarok, they've stated that multiple times. I can't wait to see what Asgard looks like, bro. It's gonna be so good.
You know, I will ship, and I've been here for 5 years, and it's, you know, it's like a big legacy.
I can't wait, bro. We're only a couple hours away from Ragnarok, yo.
Okay, this way.
I just got an email.
I was walking
by
by
the way
someone's desk today, and I saw
from PlayStation Gear. It says gear up for God of War Ragnarok. Let me look at this.
This just came in, and I was like, dude, we just have to finish this game. If we finish this game, it will be awesome. There's
oh my god, God of War Ragnarok Stormtech Sheepa Fleece Jacket. They have this on PlayStationGear.com. This is not sponsored, by the way. This is just me saying it. Dude, there is a black fleece jacket with the Ragnarok symbol on it. It's so simplistic, but it's so nice, dude. If I had $150 more than what I do right now, bro,
so
I would buy that.
Stuff.
I might buy it. I might go broke for the entire release of Ragnarok. Oh my god, I'm so ready for Ragnarok. Ragnarok is coming.
Oh. She's not here. Yumi. You
On
were not
Gold
here
Day.
when I stopped by. I am sad. There you go.
That way she'll know that someone's looking for her and they're sad. All right, this way. Here she is. Yumi Yang, we found her. We just left you a note that said, I am lost without Yumi Yang. All right, this way.
Go run, Raph.
Run, Raph.
Oh, I need that Sherpa, dude. The God of War Ragnarok fleece, I need to buy it, bro. There's no way.
Oh my gosh,
I don't care. It's like 80 degrees outside. I need to get it.
That's it. The whole thing. It just says right. Yep. There it is.
Boom.
Stand here and watch a progress bar.
It's gonna take a little while.
It's going gold.
A little while, like how long? Give me an estimate.
Probably about an hour.
Dude, I'm not gonna stand here for an hour. That's crazy.
1 hour later. There it is.
Disagreements and a lot of passion went into making this blank disc. For all of you watching, this is how we used to play games back in the 90s. This is a weird, like, retro experience. It's so analog. Yes.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful.
Boy.
There's your boy.
Oh, this is wonderful. Kratos actually joined the Tree Preservation Society. Super into trees now.
Oh my God. It feels like just yesterday I was playing God of War. It was. But you know, you get the point.
This tree is a metaphor for the franchise of God of War. And at the very beginning of the franchise, we chopped that fucker down. So that we could chop it up and then carry it around and then burn it.
Basically.
For me, what I would love to see that from this game, what we're pushing is dramatic context, you know, reason, the concept of why. Why am I here? Why am I doing these things? Why do I care as a player? Like, engaging people on a more emotionally visceral level than just revenge, killing, you know, which is great. Combat's fun. It's the way you communicate with the environment in so many games. But I think games that feel repetitive and boring are because there's no strong sense of why. You don't feel connected at all to the world.
Broken quiver will slow your draw.
Faulty weaponry.
Pain we endure.
We do
Faulty
not.
weaponry we do not.
I'm telling you, I know every single line, bro.
This will do for now. Good?
Good.
Go.
Okay, do you need to say anything?
God, I can't wait, bro. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
We're on our way to France, and it's wonderful. So you are the first group of people, aside from our team, to actually get hands-on of the game. So this is a very exciting moment for all of us.
Yes,
I think
sir.
that what makes a great strong character is absolutely what makes a great strong
Freya.
human. Because when you're embodying a character, you're embodying the life of a human that is some parts of many things within the mind of the writer, and they pulled from some person that they know in their life, and so it is a living, breathing thing.
We just got a fantastic historical overview of the city in Berlin for day 2 of our world tour. For us, this is a very big sort of change for Kratos.
God, I can't wait.
Yeah, there were times when my wife was holding the camera and FaceTiming a basketball game so I could watch it while I was at some corporate offsite meeting or something like that. You just do what you have to do. You know, we all as a family had to balance. And were there struggles? Were there tears? Of course there was, but that's life. You get through it, and we're all still around, and everyone kind of grew from those moments.
That was the last.
And we definitely grow from those moments.
All right, let's do this thing.
I am so
Never played
ready
God of War game.
to embark on this Ragnarok
What's exactly
journey.
the nature of Kratos? It's a very good question. What is the nature of Kratos? There's an interesting universality to it.
as well. The idea of even if we don't have kids, we were kids ourselves.
It's
at
truly
one
incredible
point.
how people went through such hardship yet utilized their sorrow and struggles to help enhance this amazing experience of a game. Now I feel way more hyped for Ragnarok. And that was my goal, Juvizard. My main reason I wanted to share this documentary was to show you all the struggles, the pain, the endurance, the power, the love, the journey that was God of War 2018. Every single part of this game that we as a community consume and take in and play
That is the
and
true
love
challenge
and
of parenting is not to
endure
sit
for
there and
Kratos, for the story, for
hide the
Atreus,
world
for
from
everything.
But to
It's because
prepare
all of these
them,
people made it
you know,
happen.
go through the
Every
pain.
single
Yeah,
one
get
of
us through
them
the pain.
had a part to tell a story, and a story they absolutely told. Bro, this game was one of the best games of all time. This is why I think God of War is the best video game franchise of all time. It really is. And I will always stand by that. I've stood by that ever since God of War 1 and 2, playing it on the PlayStation 2 as a kid, watching my parents play it before I barely even knew how to hold a controller of my own, you know?
I think a difficult thing for anybody is the time you put into it.
And God
At
of
the end the day, we're
War,
gonna spend nearly 4.5, almost 5
to this
years.
day,
5 years.
it's amazing.
5
The
years,
story,
and at the end, you
it's
have
phenomenal.
one thing. And then one day it's out there, and either everybody
Wow,
loves
and
it,
that's beautiful.
or everyone hates it, or even worse, they're indifferent, and it's just crickets, right? And that's it. Like, it's such feast or famine.
Feast or famine. And we definitely feasted, my good brothers of Asgard. We're not Asgard.
We have
we're
great jobs. We're not complaining.
Greek, Spartan.
But there is a sacrifice, you know, and you know we would question like, is this worth it?
I'm excited. I'm not sure how he goes from Greek mythology to Norse mythology, but I'm interested to see how it happens.
I gotta paint my face.
Normally we
There's
know
no
that's an area
way.
aggressive.
I think when I'm getting ready tomorrow morning at like 6 to go get the, because I do want to buy a physical copy of God of War Ragnarok. I think I'm gonna paint my face to go to the store, like full ash white, you know, breaking off but still fully intact.
Person, but,
The red
I mean,
marking,
it's,
the
it
scar
looks-
on
I
the
think
right
change is
eye.
good
I think I
sometimes,
have
in
to,
a sense,
bro.
you know?
I wasn't okay with it.
I
until my
am
kids said,
obligated
"Dad, you know,
as a God of
know
War
why you
lover.
we know why
as a
you did this
kid.
stuff." You know, I was never okay till it.
We are 2 decades in the making. God.
Smaller.
So this right here represents 5 years worth of work going gold. The incredible
Amazing.
team that I worked with, so many people, and then Yumi Yang, the most important person for my sanity throughout this entire crazy journey.
Oh my God.
By now, I had read through this remarkable adventure. And the one thing I got out of it was this character's love for his son.
And that's what it is.
That PlayStation Europe retweeted. PlayStation retweeted. Oh, seriously.
That's us. The first time we met the world.
Oh my God, bro! I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. All of that on the murals that we
Art
just saw,
reflects life, reflects
we're getting
life,
answers
reflects life,
tomorrow.
and that's why we have it
Tonight.
so we don't feel so alone. So we see these stories, whether they're folklore, mythology, made up, or
Oh, I'm so
real,
excited.
is because this thing called life is interesting and confusing, and it's wonderful and it's horrible, and it's all these things. And here we are.
Oh
From
my
the beginning,
God.
it was. You know, we have the
Is
potential.
this
to
Ragnarok?
make
This has
a
got the
defining
4K.
game, and you know, to this day, I say we have the potential to make a defining game.
They did. They
What are you
absolutely
trying?
did.
This is our story.
No. This is your story. On April 13th, 1 week before the release of God of War, members of the press were finally allowed to publish their reviews of the game. Keep in mind, right? 6 days ago, everyone, IGN, I can't think of any other publishers, they all released their opinions and they published their reviews of the game. Corey was among the first to check the reviews online. Just like
Okay,
we
solid
did
enough.
6
I'm
days
hitting-
ago.
I'm hitting enter. Now, And thank God it's not on the front page, so I could stall just a little bit more.
This is his live reaction, y'all.
Is not there on the front page.
The director of God of War 2018. This is him finally reading what people had to say.
Holy shit.
There they are. They love it. The people love it. All of his hardship, the past 2 hours that we watched of him go through struggle and pain and creative decisions. It paid off. It was all worth it. Dang. I can't imagine that feeling. God of War was released worldwide on April 20th, 2018, receiving 40 perfect review scores and a total average review of 94, which I believe Ragnarok has far surpassed that. 3.1 million copies were sold in the first 3 days of the release, and after only 3 months, God of War became one of the fastest selling exclusives in PlayStation history. I promise you Ragnarok's far surpassing those numbers. I promise you that. God of War is truly one of the best stories in gaming history. 1000%, Mike. It's the best in my opinion. I think it's the best story in video game history.
Success
it's the best
is
PlayStation
not
game.
Guaranteed. You don't get it just because you are who you are. You get it because you work really crazy hard and sacrifice for something else. You know, you just gotta, I guess, like a parent. You're gonna sacrifice, work really hard, and then they're gonna fucking hate you in 15 years and not talk to you for 10 years, and then they're gonna be like, hey, I remember why you were pretty good.
Jesus. We're all human, bro. Yeah. Even Kratos is part human, and I want y'all to remember that. That is crazy to remember, isn't it? Thank you guys for watching. I loved this. I was so happy that I was able to share this with y'all.
This game is big. This is a big, special, great game. God of War is back on PS4. This game changes the franchise in a number of huge ways.
It's a bold and risky move, one that paid off in spades as one of the greatest games of all time.
God of War is a masterful composition of exceptional interlocking parts.
Santa Monica Studio is taking us all to Valhalla.
Final score, 10 out of 10.
There was a lot of fucking doubt on this project, but it is you people every day coming in and doing what you do that made this a reality.
The game is a masterpiece. The most well thought out and well paced.
Look at those 10 out of
in
10s.
quite a long time.
Hands down, game of the year.
What I want the takeaway to be is like, wow, this was necessary.
If only
this
they
was
knew.
Interesting. This was different. This was engaging.
This game is just fucking incredible. God of War doesn't just feel like the next step for the franchise, but the entire video game industry.
Exactly. And it was, and it is, to this day.
Yes, I've been waiting to do that.
We're joined by Cory Barlog.
Cory, of course, is the creative director of God of War.
The father-son dynamic is obviously...
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the beating heart of the game.
I wouldn't say I had any doubts
yes,
about
sir.
if we could do it, because the talent at the studio is absolutely amazing. And there are people here that won't let this game fail. I consider myself one of those.
I do this because I want to make something beautiful, and I want everyone to see it.
Ah, this game already got me in the feels. How did that even happen?
And I can't wait, bro. This is gonna be me tomorrow. Look at all these gamers. I'm sure y'all will recognize a couple. That's Jack. Oh, that fight was so good. I can't wait, bro. Seeing all the boss fights firsthand. I haven't seen any leaks, nothing, bro.
And the game award for Game of the Year goes to God of War.
Oh, that's the big payoff right there. That's the final nail in the legacy. Look at Kratos in the back. Look at Atreus in the back. Shannon, Cory Barlog,
I want to thank my children,
Yumi,
and all of the
everyone.
families throughout the God of War team, and you guys, the fans around the world. Together, we all dream big dreams. Thank you, everyone.
Oh my god. That's it, y'all. That's it. That's what makes me hype for Ragnarok. Glad I was here when I could. I'm glad you're here, Juvazar. Thank you. No, thank you. I've never seen this before. This just gave me a whole other perspective of God of War. It makes me want to get all the games and play them. Me too, bro. Me too. Oh, wait, there's more. There's more. I gotta see it. Where is it? Right there. Right there. Creators would like to dedicate this film to the loyal and undying fans of God of War, as well as all those traveled the chaotic roads in the development process. It was a unique opportunity to show the world how much the fans are a part of the family, and to tell the story of those unsung heroes who go unnoticed in the trenches of the struggle we call production. Your passion and efforts are greatly appreciated, will never be forgotten. Thank you for giving us a reason to tell this story.
So the amazing thing is, for everybody at home, this is how easy it is to make games. Just walk around the studio, you hit a button once, and the game is finished. It's like that scene in Spaceballs. Instant video cassettes. They're out in stores before the movie is finished.
Oh my god, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait. We are moments. We are hours until God of War Ragnarok's release, y'all. And I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. If it's not Game of the Year, deleting my channel, that's a promise. Dude, I can't wait, bro. Oh my god. I want to say thank you guys again for tuning in and really, you know, giving me a reason to be hyped with y'all. I love this game, and I would play this game regardless. And as much as I really do enjoy the God of War series, I wouldn't be able to share it with anyone if it wasn't for y'all. You guys, I mean, you guys continue. Why is this music so sad? You guys continue to give me a reason to play these games, and I am so excited. Art for here. If you guys have noticed, my entire channel is still Halloween themed. Everything's still spooky and everything. And as much as I loved the art and I love doing it, I have plans for the last 3 months, or I guess the only 3 months of winter, which are November, December, and January. I want to get some art on the channel, not only because winter is probably my favorite holiday season. It's probably Christmas, like my favorite holiday in general. I love the snow. Ragnarok is coming, and it is Fimble winter, the winter to end all winters. My birthday is also in the winter season in January, so you know, it speaks to me. I can't wait, y'all. I can't wait for Ragnarok. Thank you guys for tuning in, bro. Honestly, like I kind of want to wrap up the stream here, but I feel like we gotta maintain the God of War, the love, the feeling. What do y'all think? How you guys feeling? Destiny is upon us. Oh, Ragnarok is upon us, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm about to go sleep so early. You need more? Let's see. You got night. What should we do? Let's see. There is I don't know what this is. I guess it's kind of like a, oh my god, that was so loud. It's kind of a telling of God of War, and it's called Untangling God of War. this has always kind of stood out to me. It looks cool. Major spoilers for the entire God of War series, but this was made a year ago, more than a year, close to 2 years ago. So obviously there's no Ragnarok spoilers, but it tells us the entire story from beginning to end as to Kratos' journey. And this is written, produced, edited, and animated by one person. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I am gonna take a quick break though. I need to go to the bathroom. This excitement got my bladder raging. Give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back. I'll leave you guys with some nice, relaxing music. But yeah, bro, I'm so excited for Ragnarok. Oh my god. And I'm happy you guys are excited with me. I'm telling you, I'm waking up early in the morning. I'm gonna buy it, and we are going to feast like the Spartans we are. Be right back, y'all. Give me a second. Be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. That was great. That was a great relief of the bladder. All right, so we got, and honestly, I gotta make sure I'm still, fairly new to this process of streaming. So we're going to try to watch this. One thing I ask of you guys is remember that I forgot to buy YouTube Premium before I started streaming. So we're gonna have to sit through ads, unless I buy it right now. But it's $10 a month, and I'm not trying to really buy that right now. I'm gonna be 1000% with you. We're gonna watch this together. You guys seem interested in it, so I'm excited. I'm so excited that y'all are excited with me, bro. That makes me 1,000 times more excited. All right, everything's cool. Everything's great. This is Untangling God of War by Good Blood. Big shout out to them. Highly recommend going to check them out. Like I said, this one dude, Javid Starrett. This dude wrote, produced, edited, and animated this entire video we're about to watch. He does a great job of, encapsulating everything of God of War. I've only seen like 5 minutes of this ever when it first came out. I remember when it popped back up. This was pretty big, very successful. Big shout out to him, like I said. I just never fully sat through all this, and I think now is a better time more than ever, Good Blood. I gotta know the story. Tell me.
Loki is not an easy character to remove from Norse mythology.
Facts. Also, last time I'll say this, big spoilers for God of War 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't have to worry about Ragnarok spoilers. This far predates before Ragnarok was even announced, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But if you guys somehow wish to play any of the God of War games before tonight without spoilers, you don't have to watch the rest, But if you guys either are here because of Ragnarok or about God of War, enjoy.
When it comes to the storytelling devices of the 9th and 10th century Vikings, Loki was a primary one, as the god of mischief's lust for conflict was often used as the tool to shake up the natural order of things. Loki's actions were responsible for the feuds and even deaths of many gods and giants, creation of the cosmos' greatest monsters, and is seen leading the charge against the gods of Asgard during the final battle
keep that in mind.
at the end of everything, Ragnarok. The etymology of his name points to the Germanic word lok, which denoted things to do with loops, like knots or locks. He is the character that tangles plots and complicates relationships. Renowned master of Norse myths, Kevin Crossley Holland, writes that without the exciting, unstable, flawed figure of Loki, there could be no change in the fixed order of things, no quickening pulse, and no Ragnarok. Loki is the catalyst for change in Norse mythology, and so any attempt to remove him from the stories would require an enormous amount of rerouting of the events to cover up the holes left in his absence.
Okay.
And yet, this is exactly what the writing team over at Santa Monica Studios have managed to achieve in their original Norse-based adventure Colossus, God of War.
Look at that. It's Thor.
Thor, god of thunder.
That's right. I never thought you listened when Mother spoke of the gods.
I seldom did.
God of War's story follows Kratos.
Speaking of Thor, bro, I watched
demigod from
here.
Sparta,
Let me fix this to just to make sure. I watched Thor: Love and Thunder like 3 nights ago. It was a Marvel movie. I'll say that.
As they take the ashes of Kratos' wife and mother to
it was an
return his
experience.
Fae to the highest peak in all the realms.
This is incredible!
The journey pushes and pulls the two all across the cosmology of Norse myth, where they encounter almost the entire pantheon of Norse characters.
It's the world serpent. He's so much bigger than I imagined.
But while there is a special emphasis placed on the discovery and retelling of these ancient Norse stories, the myths are being sent off in directions different to the source material. And this is because the character of Loki has been completely removed from the mythology, leaving no trace or mention of him any.
Marvel now loves making the movies of all time.
Throughout
I
the
agree with
story.
that. Ever
That
since
is,
Morbius,
until the very end.
All these drawings.
they make the movies
This
of
is
all time.
our story.
At the end of the journey, in the great twist before the credits roll, Atreus learns for the first time the name given to him by Faye, his mother.
I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me Loki?
Oh, is my stream lagging a bit? Hold up. Let me fix that real quick. Give me a second. We're gonna stare at me for 5 seconds. I just want to make sure that we're not lagging. But bro, like, oh my god, I'm telling y'all, Ragnarok. It's gonna be the game of all time. I just got a chicken sandwich ad from Popeyes. Sounds great. What should I pick up for breakfast tomorrow, y'all? What do y'all feel like would put me in the Ragnarok mood? Oh, that sounds. What should I pick up? I didn't even think about that because I'm waking up at like 7 before stores even open to go pick up Ragnarok. What should I eat? What y'all feeling? What's a good breakfast place? McDonald's? I feel like everyone always says McDonald's. Oh my god, I just clicked buttons that almost just ended my life. I don't know what that was.
Atreus learns for the first time the name given to him by Faye, his mother.
I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me Loki?
Breakfast, I moved it in and out? Interesting.
This moment, being the first and only
Actually,
time
I don't know
that
if there's any
Loki
in and
is
outs
used throughout
close
the
to me.
journey,
I live in the south.
Suddenly highlights the removal of it in the story. Because Loki is only a child in God of War, the comings and goings of adult Loki from the myths are naturally non-existent yet. And this leaves sizable holes in the architecture of the mythology. And yet, this new mythology doesn't collapse. And this is because the God of War team filled the gaps with myths that have been reinvented to accommodate for Loki's removal. But the God of War writers don't just
I can't
fill the
wait,
gaps
bro.
and walk away. When comparing these reinvented
Does God of
myths
War
to
have a
original
midnight release at
texts, we
GameStop
begin to
tonight? So I was doing some research, right? And so God of War comes out at midnight Eastern time. So if you live on the West Coast of America, it'll come out at technically 8 p.m. tonight. It just depends on where you live. And GameStop's weird because I think they close at like 6 p.m. or something like 8 p.m. Like something that's relatively late or early, I guess. So I don't know how GameStop's doing it, but it should be. It comes out tonight for physical copies. It comes out tomorrow, right? So if you buy it digitally at midnight Eastern time tonight, you'll be able to play it. But for physical copies, you have to wait until stores open in the morning. And as much as I wanted to get a digital copy, I love physical copies. I'm a physical copy type of person. So I'm going to go to the store in the morning to hopefully snag myself a physical copy. I think stores open at around maybe like 6, 7, your local time. So I'm going to try to get a physical copy, but it's a little confusing how they did this. That's for digital copies. For physical copies, GameStop stays open till midnight. Really? Wait, that changes everything. I might go right now. Does it really? I'll look that up. I pre-ordered a digital copy on my PS5. Yeah, so I have a PS5 too, and that's part of the reason I wanted to get a physical copy is because I don't own technically any physical PS5 games. I buy all of them digital. Modern Warfare 2 that I bought a week ago was literally my first PS5 physical copy game. So I want to rebuild my collection because every other PlayStation 1 through 4, I have magnitudes, shelves full of video games. So I really want to get a physical one. Call your local GameStop and ask them. Bet you anything they're open till midnight tonight. They probably are. The reason I wanted to wait till tomorrow morning was because a week ago when I bought Modern Warfare 2, I talked to the dude who sold me the game at Walmart. And he told me that they're getting God of War Ragnarok on the 8th. And I was like, bro, hook me up, save me a copy. He's like, I got you. So, I mean, if he remembers me tomorrow morning, I can get a little hookup. But, if he's like, who are you? I'm going to be hurt. I will start my Ragnarok gameplay with tears.
You were just an animal.
This is what I'm telling him.
thread full of knots.
Passing on your cruelty and rage, you will never change. I'll tell him that in the middle of Walmart.
You will never change.
He's going to be like, sir.
We see the full picture.
Who are you? I don't even know who you are. Untangling God of War. But yeah, I definitely check with GameStop right now. Let's see.
Norse myth already has a complicated history, as almost everything we know about it comes down to only these two manuscripts, the Eddas, namely the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda. Unlike the Greeks with their thoroughly documented mythology, or the thousands of manuscripts on the New and Old Testaments, the Vikings never wrote anything down, and so all we've been granted are a scattering of Viking poems that have miraculously found their way down through the centuries. The Poetic Edda, also known as the Codex Regius or King's Book, was unearthed in 1643, but dates back to being written 400 years earlier. Judging by subtle time period inconsistencies in the text, the Codex Regius is actually thought to be a copy of an original manuscript written sometime around the beginning of the 13th century, which has never been found. The Prose Edda, on the other hand, is the important work of Norwegian chieftain and scholar Snorri Sturluson, who in roughly 1220 compiled the second manuscript to help those interested better understand the unique poetic techniques used in these poems.
Came in
his
clutch.
book, The Viking Spirit, independent scholar Daniel McCoy writes that, like any other scholar, Snorri was all too human, sometimes misinterpreting sources and filling gaps in the narrative with his own imagination. This was done in the groping attempt to make the Norse beliefs seem closer to those of Christianity, which at that point was the local religion after the Christianization of Europe began 2 centuries earlier, resulting in heavy debate over the storytelling purity of the texts.
Interesting.
And so from these two sources, time-worn manuscripts containing many contradictions, loopholes, and missing pieces, we have most of what makes up all modern knowledge of Norse mythology. The God of War team do a good job at honoring the pieces that do exist from the
Gotta go tend to my
incomplete
friend's
Norse myth
mortality.
jigsaw. But this
Catch you on the
isn't to
flip
say
side.
that these pieces
Good night,
aren't
Juvizard.
rearranged
Thanks for
to
tuning in.
serve the narrative goals of their story.
Catch me tomorrow
which is
when Ragnarok begins. I promise y'all be here.
to ultimately provide a world that encourages transformation for the protagonists.
Stop it!
Again! You are clearly not ready.
Both Kratos and Atreus are broken characters at the start of the story.
What are you doing? Now his guard is
That's a
up.
great
Much
point that you like
the
never
Eddas,
really think about.
Kratos has a complicated and damaged history, and this secret past manifests into parenting philosophies that grate against Atreus' natural posture for compassion.
I can't.
But for better or worse, these two opposing forces of pride and compassion slowly begin to crack the other.
You were teaching him how to be a god, and he
I
was
never
kind
thought
of
about that
in
way.
turn teaching Kratos how to be a human being.
Cory Barlog. That was from the
Noxious
documentary we watched
combination
earlier.
results in a father and son story full of destruction and betrayal, but with the aid of the adventure world around them and the reinvented Norse myths that come attached to it, the two are guided towards a realm of healing. As we're about to see, the God of War writers used this new Loki absent mythology to double down hard on three primary themes that help Kratos and Atreus in their transformation.
Come on out!
But the force helping to push this transformation along is the altered story arc of God of War's antagonist, Baldur.
I thought you'd be bigger.
But you're definitely the one. Oh my god. Long way from home, aren't you?
Baldur, thanks to Loki, is supposed to be dead.
Oh snap! Hold up! Wait! I'm looking at this thing, and there is a chance that GameStop's actually open midnight tonight. I'm gonna make a quick call, y'all. Y'all can relax here, listen to some nice, beautiful vibes of some royalty-free, no copyright, chill, lo-fi rain music. I'm about to go. I'm about to make a phone call real quick. Give me a second, y'all. I'll make a phone call to GameStop, see if they got it. Eat Ethan's apples for breakfast. That sounds phenomenal. Set me in the right mood. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna make a call to GameStop. Let's see if they got it. Dang, that dude was not happy to speak with me. What the heck? Oh my god. Bro, okay, so I called and I asked him, I was like, do y'all have it? Like, y'all open right now? I'm gonna try to replay that as possible as I can. Hello, is this GameStop? Yes, it is. Y'all open right now? Yes, we are. Do y'all have copies of God of War Ragnarok? Yes, we do. Alright, cool, thanks. Bye. Dude, like, he was so... I don't know what the word is. Like, you could tell he's probably been up since 6, working full hours. But, so it is open. It does have God of War Ragnarok copies, physical. I think, and I'm sorry to end stream so abruptly, y'all, I think I have to go get it, bro. What do y'all think? What do y'all think in the chat? Should I go buy it right now? They're open until 11. So I got a couple hours, and they got physical copies at the store down the street. Go get it. That's all I needed to hear. Sorry for ending stream so abruptly, y'all. I highly recommend. Like I said, big shout out to Good Blood. Y'all should definitely go check out this video. This is Untangling God of War, what we were just watching. We only got 8 minutes into it. He does a phenomenal job at not only the way that the entire video is edited. I mean, he does a great job at that. But you know, as he says, Untangling God of War. He does a really good job at telling the story. So highly recommend go watch that. You know, if you want to get some deeper understanding of the story that is God of War. Thank you guys so much. I hope you're having a great day. If you guys are new, consider subscribing, as I do post content like this daily, and be sure to tune in till tomorrow. Fimbulwinter is upon us. The winter to end all winters. Jormungandr has unraveled his tale. Atreus has grown, and Kratos is still the god that he has always been. Tune in tomorrow, and I promise you, you will not miss the journey of God of War Ragnarok. Have a great day, y'all. Stay safe. Take care. Peace, adios. And until next time, tune in early tomorrow morning and witness Ragnarok. Until next time, y'all.